So I'm really excited for this. First, I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of my wonderful players. You guys taking a leap of faith and playtesting with me. The our upcoming Kickstarter, which is a superhero 5e setting, and you guys have volunteered to be my guinea pigs, and I appreciate that. Um, Depending on how this goes, we might follow a more traditional 5e template, but I wanted to try something a little different. So if you're joining us for the first time, you're going to notice that their builds aren't anything you're used to seeing out of the 5th edition setting because I've given them more of a la carte design where they get to pick their superhero powers and where they get to pick their at will powers, which are their origin, where they powers kind of have come from, their alter ego, which is similar to their background. And so I'm really excited for this. Most of the 5th edition rules should still apply, but I want to make sure that everyone understands that there's possible abilities may change or alter during the gameplay session. I've already made one change because it was Ian, being the master kung fu mechanic breaking bastard that he is, already showed me a great flaw in one of my enhancement designs. So I need to go and put restrictions in.
You mean strength?
Yeah, but that's the name of the game. So now that we've kind of got that, I want to go ahead and introduce myself. I am your game master, dungeon master, or in this setting, what the hell was that? Ian's eating. It's probably his rappers. Anyways, in this setting, we're choosing a new title for the game master, and so far, I really like overseer. So we're gonna go with that for now until that changes. I'd like to take a minute to introduce my wonderful. My wonderful players, starting with Matthew. Give us a couple lines about who you are and who you're playing. Maybe their origin, their role, and their alter ego.
Mm. Hello, everyone. My name is Matthew. I am a student photographer. Not much to say other than that. I am playing a vigilante named Chimera, who is a shapeshifter. He works for he actually works for the Internal Affairs Department of the law enforcement that deals with deviant-related activities, acronym DARK. I believe Seth came up with that.
That was dope.
Yeah.
Well done.
But none of the other characters know this.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Seth, would you like to go next?
Yeah, I'm Seth. I am the editor for the Crit Academy podcast.
We always enjoy his work. Thank you.
So if it sounds good, that's because I fixed it.
That's true. Probably.
That's so accurate.
So I am playing Elowen Ward, and she is a college student. She is a genius and and she has the an exosuit that she uses while doing her vigilante work. Let's see. Her alter ego name is Stella Nova.
Love it. Ooh. My dog is losing his shit. He wants to be a superhero too. Austin?
Hi, I'm Austin. I am a co-host at Crit Academy. Hello, everyone. And I am currently playing a crime fighter, which is someone who fights crime, I guess. I don't know. But I chose the reporter alter ego, and currently my character is talking to fellow coworkers about a favor I owe because I have a letter. But it's because he gave me some good context, hopefully. And I am also an experimented individual. They had tried to do something to me that I don't recall, and I intend on finding out. It has given me strange powers. in the process.
I like that. Steve says, Seth has a face. Awesome to see you, Seth. Heard a lot about you. I want to thank everyone who is joining us for the first time. Like I said, this is it started off as a pet project of mine. I've been big into comic books most of my young adult life, and with Marvel being as successful it is, and maybe DC will catch up at some point. I really wanted to bring my love of D&D and superheroes together, and I want to thank the awesome team that did the Fifth Evolution Carbide City.
Very good stuff.
Because Limitless Adventures, because it was when we covered your product that I really was like, you know what, I really want to do this. So thank you, Limitless Adventures. If you haven't checked out Carbide City, you can find it on DriveThruRPG. So definitely check it out. All right, so how about we get into it, you guys? We're ready. We did the introductions and all that jazz. If you to kind of set the scene for people that are joining us for the first time, approximately 25 years ago was the first, you would say, superpowered person was born. It was a young child. After her birth, she was already not only capable of speech, but already had a very high intelligence level. And she was at first it was just considered an anomaly. But as as time progressed, more people began to be born with powers, and people who already were in the world at older ages, a variety of ages, began to experience changes in their body, these deviations of evolution, I guess you could say. Something changed them, and they started to exhibit either genius level intellects, or their bodies started to mold and shape in ways they shouldn't. Some people bursting into flame, turning their bodies to crystal. It quickly started to become this you could almost say an outbreak of superpowered people. Approximately 20% of the people at this point, 25 years after the first, have come forward with some sort of power. So as you can imagine, this has created a bit of a stir. This setting is taking place in a semi-futuristic world, so kind of keep that in mind as we move forward. Imagine it's 100 years from current technology now, so they've got some things we do have and a lot of things that we don't, but to kind of set the scene. But as you can imagine, when this first started becoming a problem, because let's be honest, when one person can blow up an entire building with a snap of their fingers, mundane police and laws now kind of don't apply, do they?
Nope.
You've basically upped the destructive level of somebody without the aid of a weapon, though some do use technology to their advantage as well. Because of this, it threw the whole entire world's governments into kind of chaos. How do we deal with these people? The police are armed, but they can't do a whole lot against somebody that's flinging fireballs as they're soaring across the sky. So as you can imagine, this created a lot of difficulties. So in the meantime, while the government is kind of trying to figure out what do we do with these deviants, is what they ended up becoming called, because they are so different from the norm, right? Well, a company named Vane, Vane. I noticed nobody's writing in here, so I'll go ahead and do it.
I was like, Vane, oh boy.
A company named Vane decided to, well, if the government can't handle it, then as a private organization, we're going to have to. Somebody's going to have to take charge of this. So they decided to, about 15 years after the first event, that's kind of a generic term for it right now. This event that occurred, nobody knows what triggered it, what caused it. They don't know if it's a change in evolution. They don't know if it's some sort of chemical or some radiation or some other fact. The what is changing people and giving them gifts, nobody is really sure at the moment. But after about 15 years, Vane decided to try to build a place where the population of the gifted could be kind of comfortable. because when people are different, specifically people that look different, they start to get treated differently just because of the way they look. And Vane said, well, what if we give them the option to come to a place where, you know, everyone is the same or everyone is different, I guess you could say, and give them a more normalized life until either some that are seeking a cure can get it, or maybe they can just live out their life in peace without being harassed by many of the unfortunate uncommon folk who are kind of building a hatred towards people that are different. And so that was when Vane created what's called Cobalt City. It is not only one of the newest cities to emerge in the world, but it is by far the most advanced. The newest technology and everything went into making sure that this city would be the best and a place that people would want to go. Vane offered free housing for deviants. They have a couple different police forces. They have a regular police force, and then they also have the DRT, which is the Deviant Response Team, which is basically like automatons that are designed to deal with superpowered people. And so that's the setting that our adventure is going to take place. Our story is going to take place as we move forward with vigilantes and villains. So we're really, really excited for that. Somebody is asking, did I ever decide what the Vane acronym is? Yes, I did, but for the purpose of this story, I'm not going to reveal it. Because while it's common knowledge to like the players and the people in the world, I'm going to say I want to leave it vague to the people listening, watching, and playing, because I think it'll have quite the impact later on near the end of the adventures. So
very exciting.
All right. Does anybody have any questions about the setting before we get started?
And just to firmly establish, even though obviously we want like superpowers to be the main focus, and as well as technology, there is still the existence, if you will, of magic, correct?
Yes, there is. I have not written up a mystic role yet, but that is on the docket of things that I want to add. Right now, I wrote enough that we could get started and playtest the build concept, because really that was the focus of this playtest, is the building structure that I came up for building your characters. As you guys know, and I mentioned previously, this is a completely different kind of style of building, because you have like at-will powers that are, some are melee focused, some are AoE, some are, laser blaster, all these different kind of powers that you can pick and match to fit the role that you want to play, giving you, in my opinion, more options and versatility. A great example is we have two crime fighters here. We have White Dragon and what did you call your character? I already forgot.
Oh, I'm Ravis Richter.
Ravis Richter are both crime fighters, but their character builds are so far apart.
I actually couldn't believe how far apart they were.
The only thing that's really the same is the core role features, which is the crime fighter role. Everything else is different outside of that. And so, and that really is what I was hoping for, so I was glad you two picked something. So, now that we're getting started, let's really get into it, because I'm really excited to do this. So,
let the dice roll.
That's pretty good. I like that. So each of you characters, you've been kind of starting your trek into to being well protected most of the time. A lot of deviants. With great power comes, greed and more power, thirst for more power, right? So whilst there's a few deviants that generally want to live by themselves and keep quiet, others that truly want to help, there's unfortunately quite a few that do want to wish harm. The unfortunate side effect of Vane building Cobalt City is that with great tech comes great value. So there are people out to acquire that value and maybe sell it elsewhere. You guys have started to just come into your powers, and what superhero doesn't like, all right, I can do this. I'm going to jump out and I'm going to go kick some crime fighter butt. So you each have access to your own versions of some sort of police scanner. I know as an exosuit, Elowen's probably got one built into her nanotech that just kind of forms around her ear or something like that. I don't know how the other characters would end up having that, but you have some sort of scanner on you, and you guys have been listening to the dispatch. No matter what you're doing normally, you're kind of always paying attention, because who doesn't want to go save the day? Turns out most people, but you guys are the exception. So, so I actually
Probably true.
So I actually am going to ask Austin to tell me, what is your character doing when you get the call, since he's the only one I don't have anything for.
I put it in there.
Did
I
you?
said I'm talking to fellow coworkers about the favor I owe. It's like, John, I can't believe this bastard wants me to go do this thing for him, all because I wanted a couple contacts from him.
What do you mean?
It's just... I don't really know exactly what he wants from me, but all I have is this letter right here. And I hold up the letter that he gave me. I don't know why he didn't decide to call me. I mean, we have phones. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it sounds odd that he wouldn't send you a hologram. That's, see what I did there? Hologram message? No? Okay.
I like that.
He says, I'm surprised he didn't send you a hologram. I mean, writing, when we can send a message translated into an image.
Thought.
I mean, it's
weird.
It's so what is in this?
I don't know. I haven't bothered to open it quite yet. I'm still mad at the bastard. I want to beat his ass. All I wanted was a couple names. And this is what he gives me.
Well, maybe the names you want are in there. Did you try looking?
I open it up.
And as soon as you break the seal, he peeks over, his long hair kind of in front of his face. He pushes it back to see, and then you get a police alert goes off, making a beeping noise. So, are you going to choose to make that a priority, or are you going to finish what you were doing?
I draw in a deep sigh. Just.
What are you doing? Where are you going?
I gotta go do something real quick. I gotta use
What?
the restroom.
Really? You couldn't wait a minute? You couldn't finish the letter?
Look,
You spent more time complaining about it. Now I need to know.
duty calls.
Okay. He said, "Oh, duty, I see what you did there. Okay, fine. But when you come back, I want to know what's in there."
It would work.
And you dash off to the
crime
to the
scene,
call.
I guess.
Yep. And I'll leave what the call
Wherever
is.
it's at.
So, our buddy White Dragon, tell us about what you're doing when you got the call.
Well, I was actually using my disguise kit to appear as a homeless person and interacting with the homeless community, just trying to track down suspicious activity in general, because they see things that other people do not or choose not to see.
How long have you been in this area of homeless people?
I'd say about a couple of weeks at this point.
All right, so Ryan walks up to you, flaming red hair. You recognize it. Well, dirty red hair now because he's homeless. He walks up to you, and what does he know you as?
Phil.
Phil? He says, "Hey,
Oh.
Phil, did you hear what the Deviants did last week? Might,
What do you do?
I heard they stole some tech from one of Vane's vaults, man."
No.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm telling you what. Like, Vane went out of their way, 10 years ago to build this city for us, and you've got some of these deviants with, outstanding powers. I mean, me, all I can do is this, and you see his eye kind of fold over and disappear, and then come out another part of his on his finger, and he's like, that's not much of a deviant power, but these people, they're so powerful, they take what they want. I mean, I came here because I thought I'd be safe, but instead I can't find a use for my power to fit in. And how did you end up here?
Well, it's kind of a long story. I mean, I figured new city, new opportunity, came here, and like anywhere else, unfortunately, you win some, you lose some, and man, did I lose some.
Yeah, you did. So I was curious. You never really told me what your deviant was. Did you want to? I mean, I showed you mine, and his other eye goes away, and then comes out another finger, and he's holding them up next side by side to his face, and he's looking around different directions with his fingers. His eyes kind of roll back up and then appear. He says, "Yeah, I know it's not super exciting, but you never did. So what's your deviant?
Obviously, believe it or not, I don't have one. I've just always been athletic, and because I didn't quite fit in, because they're looking for people with powers here, and let's be real here. Even non-powered people are hoping for opportunity in this city, and well, I didn't succeed, sadly enough.
Not even as so much as a cybernetic enhancement or
Oh.
a bio enhance. Nothing.
Nope.
Damn.
He says, "Wow," and I thought I had it bad. All right. He's like, "Well, I heard that the local college is gonna put on a soup kitchen in 2 days. Do you want to come along?" And then you get the call.
Yep. Watch starts vibrating, I guess.
So, are you interested in coming? It's a couple days. It'll be best we can eat for a couple weeks. I mean, it's better than these little rations that Vane tosses out to us.
I mean, if I've got nothing else going on, which I probably won't, I'll definitely think about it quite strongly.
Well, all right. I hope to see you there, buddy. Take care, Phil. And Ryan and his flaming dirty red hair kind of wanders off to another corner. Elowen, Seth, what were you doing when you got the call?
So, Elowen's kind of got her radio playing in the background, got an earpiece in, kind of just like waiting for, just in case. She is working in her mechanical shop at the moment, just putting together some pieces as she's working on a project for university, for a class.
Okay. Are you alone in this room, or is it kind of like a workshop with people kind of working in different areas?
Since it's for a class, she's got to use the school facilities for it.
So one of the students, another student walks up. He's got spiky blonde hair and walks up and he says, "So, Elowen, what are you working on today? I'm always so impressed by your genius and your skill set. Please tell me what you got going on there. You know I'm always curious."
I told you before, flattery will get you nowhere.
Oh, come on. It works with everyone else. I'm just curious. You're always so secretive about these things. Just a little bit.
It's the class project. I mean,
obviously, come on. Obviously, it's a class project. What about your class project? I mean, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. I didn't think that went through until after it came out. That wasn't meant to come out the way it sounded. He's like, "Yes, no, I didn't. I swear to God, it was an accident." He says, "Just come on, man. I'll show you a little bit of what I'm working on if you'll give me a little taste, because." I got to be honest, I'm just always so blown away by your projects and, with the science fair coming up in 3 months, and I'm just trying to I'm looking for a good solid partner, and I think you're it, but I got to be able to trust you, and I really just I'm curious to what you're working on. That's all.
I can't tell if you're trying to hit on me or if you're trying to work on.
Whoa. I promise you, it's not like that. I'm just looking for a partner that's really smart, and you're the smartest one in the class, all right? Don't get any ideas, all right? His eyes shoot side to side, and there's a couple other students now kind of watching this back and forth. He's like, "Look, I just want to know what you're working on. Come on, you can tell me. I'll tell you what I'm working on. Exchange information."
I think more than anything, if you want to partner up with me for the project, then you've got to prove yourself to me and not the other way around.
So you need me to show you what I'm working on, because I can do that. Just Do you got a second? I'm happy to show you. Just you got to promise not to share the information with anybody, okay? Can you do that?
All right.
Can I trust you?
I mean, I'm not going to tell anybody, but let's do it another time because, you know, I'm kind of in the middle of something.
And that's when you get the call. Now you got you've got a decision to make. If you're working on a project and this person you know is interested, can you make it disappear so that there's no risk of finding out? Or do you just run and hope for the best?
No, so what happens is I get the call. I can hear it in my headpiece, and I'm like, oh man, this is definitely the opportunity I need right now. And then she kind of fumbles with a piece, and the fake fumble, but she tries to pull it off as like you know, oh no, I dropped this, and the piece breaks.
Oh no!
She's like, look, now you gone and made me all frazzled. I gotta go fix this.
Oh, shit.
I'll see you later. And then she walks off.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, she walks off, presumably to get another piece or something like that. But
and he says, "I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you later, okay? And I'll show you. We'll put something on the schedule." Now, Matthew, what is Chimera doing when he gets the call?
Chimera has been in a abandoned alleyway. He has this hollow portable laptop device. It's a laptop, but it's basically a hollow terminal. And he's been going over it. He's been memorizing criminal deviants in the city. Just checking, just memorizing what they look like, what their powers are. And he's also looking at vigilante deviants that have been active lately. Mm-hmm. And he's been doing cross references with those two categories and recent deviant related crimes. See what.
Are you working alone?
I am.
Okay. So you're going through this paperwork, and kind of looking at the different activities of vigilantes. Now you're well aware that vigilantes have kind of arisen because the traditional security forces aren't really able to handle it, but it is still against the law. And so you're kind of monitoring that, and then you hear a knock at the door. Even though you're standing in an alley to draw your attention.
I really don't know how to answer that.
Either I don't care or I go investigate. I mean,
he doesn't care.
All right, so you continue to mind your own business as you're going through the paperwork, and a couple things jump out at you. There's been plenty of disappearances, at like a string of thefts from some high tech locations, vein compounds that have particular interest to you. The reason they're interested because you were able to, in your investigation, to determine that while the parts individually aren't really a big deal, the potential combination that they can make has you a little startled because it could potentially be a new type of weapon. And you don't know if it's something that'll be harnessed by a deviant or by a normie or by the government or some sort of police organization. What is Chimera's thoughts on that?
It's very interesting. government and law enforcement wouldn't risk theft. They would just probably use politics to subpoena or court order to have the equipment that was stolen. So there's no way that they would do that without having some severe backlash in
And
terms
that's
of
when
law.
you get the call. You're in deep thought. Now, I can't stop laughing at this. So, Barber says, I keep trying to figure out what Vane is, and I'm stuck on very annoying, narcissistic evildoers.
That's fantastic.
That's
And then she
awesome.
goes, and then she goes, is it vigilante and normal enforcement? No.
It's also pretty good. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
to me.
I love this. Now I don't want to tell anybody just because I want to see what other stuff people come up with.
Hey, then maybe
Um,
that's the
guessing
draw.
game.
You know, it works.
All
It's a
right.
guessing game for our viewers.
Right?
It's a game for me. I don't know what it is either.
Okay, Kat, you got to get off me because you're hurting me with your damn claws. All right.
Oh,
So you guys make your way independently through the town, and you get to an intersection where you can see lots of flashing blue and red lights down the way. You're almost to your location. The area is surrounded by police. Now, the police in these uniforms are different than what you think of in today's. They're wearing, like, not just, like, bulletproof vests, but they're wearing, like, this sort of high-tech chest armor. They've got gauntlets on their hand that carry a myriad of tools, from picking locks to hammers to small missile launchers if necessary, that send out like a knockout that just, it's not like a missile, but it shoots like a missile but sends out like like a big stun, area of effect stun that's used to incapacitate people.
in terms of uniform, are we thinking like Halo Spartan armor meets SWAT?
Yes, actually the best one would be the what were the people that worked alongside the Spartans? The
ODSTs?
yes, it would be very much
Yes.
like an ODST. That would be far more accurate. I
For those of you who don't know that acronym, it is Orbital Drop Shock Troopers.
did not know that. Even though I played the
They're
game.
badass.
Anyways, so they look, even though they're regular quote unquote police, they are much more heavily armored because they're in a more hostile place. But most of their weapons that they do carry are non-life killing weapons.
Non-lethal.
They're stun guns, they're complex, gases that will knock somebody unconscious if they breathe in. A lot of flash effects, things that can help contain it but aren't meant to hurt people. The reason for this is, over the years, the traditional armaments led to too many innocent deaths of people who weren't necessarily bad, but were unable to contain or control their power. And so when people, was fearing for their life, it was causing accidents, I guess you could say. So the police were kind of removed from those sorts of equipment. Instead, they were given heavier protective equipment, but in lesser ways to deal with those threats in non-violent, non-killing way, right? But there are people that are armored to deal with that, and that is the DRT, the Deviant Response Team. The police usually are the first ones on scene because the resources of the DRT are limited. There's not as many of them. So as you guys arrive, you guys are well aware that the DRT doesn't distinguish between a vigilante and a villain. They consider any deviants doing unlawful acts to be against law, and they are to be contained. So while they are technically not out to hurt you, they are definitely a threat to you as far as capturing you and stripping you of your life, basically. If they figure out your alter ego, they're going to take away all the you're basically giving up your rights as your character. So in this, you guys know that it's important to keep your identity a secret for beyond just that reason, right? So as you're approaching, you can see all the ODST armor. I need to come up with my own name for that. The police SWAT level teams, kind of outside of the big banking center here, which is right across, a few ways down. Elwyn recognizes a few miles away from Cynical Machinations. Is that it? Did I get it right?
Cynical machinations.
Cynical Machinations. So you're pretty used to this. So you're not surprised that you believe it's probably only a matter of time for they try to hit the bank. You guys get there and there's police all around there, and of course you see the most of them wearing like a blue and white. You do see one in orange and black who is identified as the person in charge. You guys end up all kind of coming from different directions, but going. So you have an option. Right now, all you know is that there's hostages in the bank, and that somebody is threatening to remove the limbs from the hostages should anybody try anything while they're trying to break into the vault. So you as superheroes need to decide: do you want to report to and talk to the person in charge, or do you want to try to take a different way in and try to outsmart the villain? Because right now you guys are independent of each other, so I'm going to let you decide if you want to try to just go right into the bank and risk the innocent lives, or maybe try to formulate a plan with the police involved.
I'm gonna try to stealth my way in there.
All right, that's what...
I will also try to stealth my way in there.
Okay, so why don't you two roll me some stealth checks? What is Chimera and...
Adept point as well.
Chimera and Stella Nova, right? So...
Right.
I have a 22 because I used my adept point and I got it really high on it.
Nice.
I got a 21.
Okay, what is Chimera? What approach is
yeah.
Chimera
We're getting in
and Stella Nova taking?
Well, Chimera is gathering fieldwork information by using his alter ego to gather some information because of his position.
Okay.
Because his day job, his alter ego's day job is evidence guard. Today's his day off.
Of course it is.
So he is. Let me pull up my notes for the day. He's got blue hair, green eyes, an emerald moss trench coat with dark colored pants and boots, and his facial complexion is similar to that of what people in the force would recognize. Well, those who visit the evidence locker.
Right, you would recognize. I like that.
And he's just sitting on the right side of the caution holograms.
Nice. 10 cool points.
Like,
Take an inspiration for that because that's awesome. That is way cooler than caution tape and is very futuristic. I want that for you. That's cool.
So, like, he's not trespassing the caution lines. He's just standing on the side where all the civilians are, who are just being stupid bystanders as they are. And he's just trying his best to hear any information at all.
All right.
He doubts that anyone would recognize him.
Give me a perception check. Stella Nova.
Is this the first roll? Oh, no. It's the...
I'm just trying to
Never
figure
mind.
out how you guys take this approach. Because you're not a team yet, right? You're just independent vigilantes. So that's the way we're approaching it.
I do like it.
Stella Nova?
That is a 10.
So, yeah, I was gonna ask about the kind of surrounding area. How close is the closest building?
They're directly across the street. If you imagine the city blocks, this building is an entire city block in and of itself.
Oh, okay.
And it's a big skyscraper that goes up, 20 floors at least. Actually, so have you went into your suit yet?
I have not yet.
Okay. All right. So it's approximately 20 or so floors. When you look at it, you're able to quickly assess with your genius level IQ that it is in fact 24 floors, and it looks like it should be more than that because it's missing a set. There's a section where you think there should be windows, but there's not. But as you look at it, you can quickly see that it's 24 floors. It appears to be 24 floors.
Gotcha. I was gonna see if I could jump from another building on top, but I guess that's not going to happen.
No, this is definitely one of the taller buildings. The two on the separate sides of it, once aside from being across the street, are probably closer to 10 to 15. So you could jump from one roof onto the side of a building or through a window if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna try that actually. So what'll happen is I'll climb to the top of the building next to it. While I'm at the top is when I will activate the exosuit.
Oh, damn, that's cool. All right,
Yeah.
so for the purposes of my sanity and making sure that I hit every single one of you because you're all going at different times, I'm going to go ahead and call for an initiative roll so that then I can go to you each with your turns and give you each the attention that you personally deserve. In the meantime, since Chimera is actually just listening,
I rolled a 10.
yeah, I know you did. It
3.
wasn't very good. So you so for initiative, we got 10 for Rictus. Is that right?
Nope.
Nope.
I got a 3. Also, my hero name is Demon Cloak, and then we'll expand on that later.
I was gonna say, was that actually in here anywhere?
No, I
Okay.
just thought of it now.
I thought
I'm like, I don't have
okay.
a hero name. Oh shit.
So it's Demon
I'm
Cloak.
tossing away this dice
Demon
now.
Cloak.
Demon Cloak got a 3, so that's horrible.
Yeah, it's real bad. I rolled a nat 1.
Ian,
Dragon got an 18.
of course he did. All right, Stellanova.
Got a 7.
And then Chimera.
4. I rolled a nat 1.
We're winning today.
So does Chimera have a name for his alter ego or his secret identity, or what did you? It's your because you got like
Alias.
a bunch of them, right? Yeah, there you go, alias. Because you've got.
His evidence locker alias is
That's the
Claude Steward.
Claude Stewart.
Steward,
I need to write that down.
Steward with a D.
Claude Stewart.
Steward.
Yes, exactly as Austin weirdly put it.
Claude Stewart.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Steward. All right, so
Steward. Yeah, that's how I thought of it. I was like, because the
dare
ward.
use it like that.
Steward.
So all right, White Dragon. You said you got a 20. What'd you get on your stealth roll?
An 8.
21.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you as you're running.
Two's entry.
No, you wouldn't. This building is huge. I mean, it's an entire city block. So it really, depending on their stealth rolls, which are really good, I would say I'm not. They're no. So, Mr. Homeless Guy, you end up taking the sewers as the fastest route and less likely for somebody to see you. You crawl up out of a sewer just to the north of the bank area. You pop open like a Ninja Turtle and push the thing out of the way and climb up. You slide it back. You kind of look around. Do you have any climbing equipment? Or are you going to just try to go through a door? Do you want to try to climb through a window? What kind of technique do you want to use here?
I'm totally gonna parkour up there.
All right, so there's these intricate kind of designs as part of the infrastructure, and you can't reach the first one because it starts off kind of high. So you run along a fence and you jump from the fence to the wall. Your legs catch the wall, and you give yourself a boost and jump up and manage to snag onto one of those. And you quickly climb up, pinning yourself up against a window that is currently closed.
Okay.
And now we're gonna go ahead and go to.
I totally changed into my costume, if you will, in the sewer. So
That's kind of what I envisioned. So because you're a crime fighter and you just got a suit, you basically have to put it on one leg at a time like a normie, right?
Yeah.
Your
We
ninja
kinda have to do
outfit.
that.
Although I wouldn't be surprised if I made my homeless disguise tear off.
Oh, like, pff, like
Velcro.
Yeah.
he just Hulk Hogan it. Just like, pff, yeah, the white dragon's here. All right.
And like the mask and hood would come on because he just the impact of him flexing just.
Chimera had a 4 initiative roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't read my.
Unfortunately.
So next up would be Stella. So Stella, as Elowen runs and jumps off of the nearby building, how does her exosuit manifest?
So, it actually comes up
Hey,
from her high top Converse, comes up, and the nanobots, which make up the exosuit, end up covering her body, and forming a helmet around her head. I mean, it looks very Tron-like. It's got like those blue beams going up and down.
Like the veins almost.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so cool.
I
So
love that shit.
as
So
you
good.
you jump and you make the leap, give me a athletics check with advantage, please.
Could I do acrobatics instead?
I'm trying to think. I'll tell you what. There is a unique design to this building that has like bank flags hanging around it. And because of that, I will allow you to try to do acrobatics instead. But for everyone else, just so you know, technically, jump long distance is straight strength. But
Unless
I'm gonna let you
have a feat otherwise, right?
right.
Yeah.
And there's actually some powers that are gonna come into play. Like I'm certain she's gonna end up picking up flight at some point. All right. Yes.
Probably.
So go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Okay. Oh, well, it helps if I don't drop my dice.
Understandably.
That is an 18.
All right. So you grab as you transform your suit of materializing around you. You get one sturdy hand and you grab right onto the pole, and you're able to swing yourself up and stand on top of the pole and run towards the building, pinning yourself. You are on the 15th floor of this building, up against a window, and the window is locked. We're going to go ahead and move on to Chimera. You're standing on the side of the holotape. You hear a little bit of conversation going. You notice that in your observations, you notice that the person in the lead, the one, what did I say, red and black? I can't remember what color I gave her suit. Does anybody remember? The leader of the police?
Don't remember.
Well, I'm going to say it's red and black now, and I wrote it down this time. Please, somebody add that
Okay.
as the color coat for the captain in the show notes, please. Or in the notes, not show notes, in the notes. All right, and you're over here, her conversation. Commissioner Jordan is trying to organize her police force, and I totally thought I would get a bigger reaction than that, but thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
No, I caught it.
I was typing.
So as Commissioner Jordan is giving out these kind of commands, you hear that she starts kind of yelling under her breath that looks like we've got some potential support coming, and she kind of looks around. She says, unfortunately, they only have about 9 minutes before the DRT gets here. We got to find a way to back them up. Does anybody know who has arrived? And she's keeping it on the DL, just to a couple of her people. But you pick the conversation up, Chimera.
Okay.
Chimera's a good name.
Especially for a shifter.
Exactly. That's why I was like, it's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
Well, you have a couple options. You said you wanted to gather information. You just learned that Commissioner Jordan, in spite of it being against the law, appears to be trying to offer support to the vigilantes that she's clearly aware are here. If I explain it a little better, that'll help.
Vigilantes mean these guys.
Yes, and technically yourself, but you're not causing any trouble. So, but you know that traditionally it's frowned upon because it still is against the law. So for a police person, especially somebody in charge, kind of looking the other way, likely because there's hostages involved, you might have found a partner in crime, I guess. Somebody that's willing to help. Now, you just learned that there's other vigilantes that have come to this area as well. As you start flipping up your notebook, you start trying to speculate who it would be. Please give me a history check.
Ooh. Hang on, let me try to pull up my stuff here. History. Ooh, not proficient.
I feel that. I have a lot of proficiencies, and that's not one.
And yet I rolled a 14.
Hey, there you go.
Nice. So, you recall, based on what you overheard, and some of the, you suspect that there is a white ninja. You're not sure of his name, but you've heard rumors of him. Last known position was being chased by the DRT, flying tanks. I haven't come up with a really cool name for that, so I am going to challenge the audience. I need the name of a ginormous, like bus-size drone that attacks and captures deviants. So if you come up with some dope-ass futuristic names, I'm going to use it, because I've got nothing. But you do recall the sighting of this ninja, and he's popped up a few times, so you suspect that he might be one of the ones aiding. So once again, you have a few options here. You can communicate with Commissioner Jordan, maybe share some of your intel, maybe come up with a plan to help out yourself, or you can take a more direct approach and try to charge in, or any other options you can think of. I don't want you to feel like you're limited to those, but I don't want you to be stuck because I didn't do a good job describing it.
Well, he certainly doesn't want to be caught, because this is the start of his second week of his whole vigilante undercover work.
That's true.
Um,
Those are good.
Oh,
So
that's a good one. Those are good ones, Ian.
Yeah, so Ian just said deviant nullification drone. The D&D.
That's a good one.
I love it.
That might have to be it. That's really good.
But some good stuff. Deviant arrest and containment systems, or docs. I like that one too. That one doesn't have a D&D ring. All right, so what is Chimera going to do here?
Well, he doesn't want to get caught by the DRTs.
Well, for clarification, the DRTs will only detain vigilantes and villains. There's a lot of deviants as far as the people in the city, so they're not actively seeking to harm or capture just random deviants, but people that are breaking the law specifically, which is also the good guys.
Which also happens to be 3 of our 4 current players.
Yeah.
He's gonna wait and see. He's gonna wait and see what happens.
All right, so what I want, I'm going to grant you advantage on your next perception check, all right? So don't let me forget that. All right.
Is that on my next turn or right now?
Yeah, it'll be on your next turn.
Okay.
Because you're taking your time in observing, I want to make sure that you have a real opportunity to catch what is going to happen. All right, so how does... damn it, I just closed it. Richter / AKA Demon Cloak... how does he get out of his outfit? One leg at a time?
Oh no, he just slips on some sunglasses and takes off his piercings. He takes his name tag and he shoves it in his pocket.
You're like Superman. Nobody can pass through this disguise of removing my piercings.
No one's found me yet.
All right,
I just am
so
a fanatic of the character. He looks so cool. Look how edgy he
Yeah.
is. It's my favorite thing. And then everyone's like, oh, no, that makes sense.
yeah, it fits you very well. All right, so you had a really high stealth roll as well. So
22.
you are coming from down the alley, and as the police are surrounding, you kind of peek around a couple of the hover cars, which, by the way, cars don't have wheels here; they float, because that is
Of
way
course.
cooler. I mean, they don't fly; they hover. Yes, they hover. They don't fly. Because let's be honest,
Gravity
one
cars.
one malfunction of a flying vehicle and that's it. Your tire goes out, you're okay. Your hover stuff goes out, you fall a few feet. You fall from the sky, not so much. All right. Anyways, so you're got your trench coat on and you've got your piercings pulled out, and you go from vehicle to vehicle. You get to the bank. The area is surrounded by cops. You see a couple of the police force. I need a really cool name for the police force too. So challenge number 2. More police. I need police force name because DRT is so cool. Now I need something for the cops because cops. I mean, come on. Anyways,
Yeah.
like SWAT's pretty cool, but that's already taken. So you're basically watching the cops, and you hear them they're starting to complain as you're kind of making your way, dodging between cars as they're kind of patrolling to make sure nobody goes in. Right? You can see the hologram tape that's got the whole entire block blocked off. There is a gravity chopper up above. It's a chopper, but it has no chopper blades. It looks like a chopper, but it's just got like where there would be blades are like these hover rings. So you can see that it's got the hey Ian, what channel news outlet you work at? Channel 12?
25.
25?
Yeah, 66.
Okay, so you see that name across the top there, or on the side of this ship. You're used to seeing them. They're always out to get a story about deviant activity.
Oh, yeah, I used to work for that company.
You're watching the cops, and they're
Some
busy
reporting.
complaining. You ran into an area where you want to be able to get to, but you can't without some sort of distraction, and drawing the police away from that area, that doorway. How are you going to do that? Mundane protection unit. That's great.
Is there a glass bottle next to me?
No, they got robots to clean up the roads usually.
Fuck. Well, alright.
Give me a perception check though.
Let's see what I can find here. Yeah, perception. It's just a 10.
You feel like if you really need a distraction, you could probably pull one of the mirrors, the passenger side or driver side mirrors off of one of the cars.
That works for me.
All right.
And
So,
I just kind of grab one and I go,
do you have a weapon or anything?
I saw this in a movie at one time. Let's see if I could do it. And I chop it.
And you do with a slick, and it comes right off.
Ooh. That was a lot easier than I thought it would be. And I just lob that thing to the other side.
Fucking Steve, protective investigation guard. Pigs.
That's a
Oh
good
my
one,
god,
too.
that's hilarious. You guys are cracking me up. All right, so you throw it. It's a success. They're like, oh man, I think we might actually have to do some work. All right, Jim, let's do this. And they start wandering over towards where you drew the distraction. He's like, uh-oh. Somebody's going to have an expensive replacement here. And you use that opportunity to kind of cross the street and run into the door really quickly, and you shut the door behind you. All right. At this point, all of you...
I'm going to find a man. I'm going to grab him. And I'm going to say, talk if you want to eat solid foods.
Well, first, there is an entire rumble inside the entire building. You feel it shake through the walls and through the floors. You're not sure where it comes from. Chimera. Oh, I gotta wait till tonight. I gotta go back in order because that was Demon was so Demon Demon Coat enters in, and then we're gonna shift over to
He'll never get my name right.
it's Demon
Not
Cloak.
once.
What did I say?
He said demon coat.
Whatever. Your character's got a coat. Give me a break.
That's fair.
Demon Cloak. All right, so White Dragon, you're at the window. You can see some strange robot type things moving inside that are hovering around. They've got they're I forgot I had you guys run against something like this already. So basically they're round orbs that have little tiny arms and are hovering around, that have little, like, what look like tiny little cannons on them, are floating around on the other side of the glass. They appear to be like patrolling is what you see. What do you want to do, White Dragon?
Makes sense. Do I feel like I should be able to open the window if I have to? Not break, open.
Do you have any? What way would you suggest opening that? Because opening a window from the outside is not always easy. I would say you could probably try to move it, but it's likely locked on the other side. Do you have any power or item that might be able to use to open it?
I think I start with.
So the answer to that is no. So not without breaking it, no. But there's that you're well aware that there's a risk that if you break that, alarm might go off, might draw attention. You're not really sure.
All right. I'll try to force it open with brute force.
All right. So you. The doors slide open, so you get a good hold on them. You basically try to stick your hands to the glass, and as you push, the glass cracks a little bit, but you quickly overcome the lock. Actually, I should probably make you give me a strength check for that. Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh, athletics.
Yeah, athletics.
Okay, 19.
Yes, so the glass kind of cracks underneath your pressure, but then the lock gives away and slides open. You hear a the entire alarm starts going off in the building.
Fine.
You all hear that, but the alarm, nothing seems to be coming directly towards you. You see the drones kind of wandering down the flight of stairs. You've come into like a landing for a flight of stairs that goes between the different levels.
Mm-hmm.
So you set off the alarm, but they don't specifically know where that location was, I guess would be what's happening. All right. So
all the crap going on anyway.
Yep. So you have to decide. What floor did I had you go up to the second floor is where the window was. So, and I think you parkoured up there. So, do you want to go down to the main floor? Or do you want to go up some floors? It's likely what?
When you get onto the first floor.
Yep. Where you're confident that's likely where the vault is, right? So as you're stepping down the stairs, are you trying to rush down to save the innocent, or are you stealthily approaching and keeping an eye out on what's going on?
Hopefully, don't want to accidentally rush into a situation by accident and make it worse.
All right. So as you're crouching tiger, hidden white dragon, you're watching the the drones kind of move about, and you're kind of observing their pattern. You realize that their scanners must be limited to some sort of view area in front of themselves, because you notice where there are turns and openings and stuff, that's where they kind of look down one hallway and then turn back. So you're able to kind of gather that they likely only have a visual line of sight within front of themselves. So you kind of utilize that to twist and weave your way behind them, making your way towards the lobby area. Are you going to choose to engage any of these at all?
No.
Okay, then we are going to move on. Stella Nova, you have landed on the 15th floor. You are up against the side of the building, and there's windows on both sides of you. What is your next steps? Quite literally.
Yeah, so I'm going to sidle over to one of the windows, and I am going to use my tinker tools to pop the lock on it to get in. All
right. At that moment, you Now, does it come out of your hand some way and form an integrated tool or anything like that, or how does your Tinker
Yeah.
tools work?
Yeah, so it does come out of the exosuit, and I've got a lot of little bits and pieces to little screwdrivers and things like this. So they kind of come out of the hands, and because it's kind of nanobot particle type of thing, it can kind of just form and retract that kind of idea there. So
I love it.
we've got like screwdrivers and little lockpick types of things. Yeah.
Yep. So you get all your little gizmos, and I'm very much envisioning the Thanos and Iron Man fight where his armor is like taking shape of different things. And you get these little gizmos that come out of your hand, kind of go up, twip and pop open the lock. You slide the window open. You find yourself in an office area. There's desks and cubicles. And it's very clean, but there's no people, and you don't see anything at this moment. Your heads-up display is revealing anomalies in the area, but nothing that is not already obvious. There's obviously a problem, but nothing in this immediate room. What are your next steps?
I am going to exit the room. Does it seem like there's anything going on this floor, or is it down lower?
So as you, so are you just walking? You're walking out the room, right?
I am cautiously kind of like checking the door, seeing if there's any sound outside of the room before I just gallantly walk out.
All right. So you put your hand up against the door, and your suit creates kind of a built-in audio system, and you can hear the sound of worrying coming from the other side, like a coming from the other side. Now, give me an intelligence check. This is a tech check.
Oh, it's a tech check. Okay.
Yep. Tech is a new skill that I added because there's technology and there needed to be a skill for that.
Fair.
I got a 17.
So you recognize that noise immediately, even though your tech suit kind of gives the information to you. You immediately recognize that as the sound of anti-grav rings, which means there's something hovering or floating around outside. Now, the only thing that's keeping you from seeing that is the window is got like little privacy blinds and they're closed. Because banks be doing that.
Yeah.
Except, by the way, they're not regular blinds. They're like tech blinds. So it just like
In the glass?
Yeah, inside the glass. Because that's way cooler than just turning a knob, right?
Oh,
Yeah, I know what
sure.
you're talking about. Briefly seen in Big Hero 6.
All right, so what is Stella's actions?
Well, I gotta leave the room. Is there? I'm assuming this is the only door.
Yes. So, well, there's other doors here. I guess I should say there's other doors in this room, but I will save you the work and say this is the only exit. The other ones lead to offices. You can see nameplates on the doors.
Gotcha. One's to the kitchenette.
The coffee room.
Yeah.
Where everyone
Yep.
pretends to work.
Right. Exactly. All right. So, yeah, I think at this point, she's going to crack the door and see what she sees on the other side.
You immediately see a round floating orb with little arms with the cannons on them. Your genius intellect combined with your tech suit quickly reveals those as a weaponized drone that appears to be patrolling the area. It is carrying plasma cannons on its payload, judging by the design.
Whoa, that's heavy duty.
Damn.
see. Is there? So what else is out? Is it a hallway?
Okay, so
What's out there?
I guess I should be more specific. So when you go out, as you peer out the door, you realize that the outside of this, all the buildings in there, it's not a hallway. There's an empty floor in front of you, like around the outside of this entire room is a walkway, and then there's rooms on the outside, but the inside the inside is empty, basically creating a ceiling that goes through one floor to the next. Does that make sense? I have no better way to describe that. You know what I'm talking about? Like the center of the room is just open, right? There's no floor, and you can see up above you another floor has no floor, and you can see the balcony that runs on the outside of this building where all the offices kind of spread off of. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does anybody know what that's actually called? Because I have no
No.
idea. It's an open floor, basically.
Right.
If only we had an architecture major in here.
Right?
I know, right? Gotcha. So is that the only one I can see out there?
That's the only one you spot, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna need to get around it. And presumably go down. That's where I'm guessing the action is. Yep. So I'm gonna try to sneak by it.
That sounds like it's going to be kind of tough. I don't think sneakiness is exactly your strength, is it?
Not particularly. However, I think what I'm going to do is I am going to blast it with some cryo foam.
Okay. And for the audience, what does the cryofoam do?
Yeah, so the cryofoam is an expansive foam. So I think of it kind of like a fire extinguisher, except on impact it immediately expands and freezes what it is, what it hits.
Mm-hmm.
And then basically holds its position there. So it's basically like a fire extinguisher version of Spider-Man's web.
Ah, very much. All right, is this an attack roll or a save I got to make?
It is a save, I believe. Hold on, let me check. Oh no, it's an attack roll.
Because I think it's like a grenade or something, right?
Yeah, it's an attack roll. So I'll roll. And then it's a check if it to escape. All
Nope,
right,
I got it.
Is a 21.
All right, so so I guess we need to understand exactly to what extent you want your exosuit to go. When you want to use something, does your exosuit like turn into like a Mega Man gauntlet, or do you have little things that pop up out of the shoulders? How do you want that to? How do you launch this cryofoam?
How do you want to do this?
Right?
Yeah. So there's certain pieces of it and certain, attached to different body parts. Specifically is where they're stored.
Mm-hmm.
This one is on my left hand, or left arm, and kind of shoots out. I would say pretty much like Spider-Man style from underneath.
Oh, very cool.
Instead of like this, you're going like this.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's camera stopped at the funniest position. He's going like this. All right, so you release the cryofoam on a hit. The cryo smoke blasts out and instantly hardens and freezes the hovering orb in a pillar of ice, I think, or foam, or hardened ice. Let's go with that.
Yeah.
And you're able to quickly make it to the staircase and head your way down. Chimera. Your camera's frozen.
Really?
Yeah, and it's hilarious. I'm gonna take a picture of that before it goes away. Cause no, you bastard. There you go. I was gonna take a snippet of it. It was really funny. You're like, all right. So, you are sitting there. You said you were going to be poking around. So give me that perception check at advantage, please.
All right. Let me pull up my sheet first. Okay, that's better than the initiative roll. 23 total.
All right. So as you're kind of observing, you start to see some movement of the. We had some pretty good names. We haven't settled on the Cobalt Police Unit's name yet, but or the CPU. I guess that works.
Call them officers for now.
Yeah. The police start doing some movement. You see Commissioner Jordan start giving some commands, and she says, "I just got another call from the." I'm trying to figure out what to call them. What would a policeman call the? They wouldn't call him outright a villain, but maybe they would in this scenario.
Perpetrators.
Perpetrators. Thank you. That's the right word. I'm glad I got smarter people than me than in this group. Thank you. So
my job is on my spare time.
She says, it looks like the perpetrators have sent us some of their demands, and at that moment you hear a alarm go off, and that she instantly says, I'm trying to think of a cool swear word that'd be like in world tech, like sweary, like.
Yeah. I can't think.
Damn! I'll have to work for now. She says, "Damn it! Somebody get the hostage negotiator on the phone with him again, or on the holo telly, the telegram,
Holo screen,
the telegram. Oh my god! I slay myself. Anyways, on the holo screen, and let him know that was not us. Whatever triggered that is not us. Meanwhile, I need somebody to help me address his demands. Otherwise, we might lose the hostages. Anybody? That's an opportunity for you to jump in if you want to. If
I'm
not,
an evidence guard.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She says, you, evidence boy, come here.
What?
We need to figure out what set that alarm off. It wasn't our men, I don't think. If it's the guests that are helping, we need to make it clear that it wasn't something we did. Can you gather some evidence? Figure out where this alarm came off, where the alarm went off?
Yeah, sure.
Take a couple of my soldiers with you. She kind of nudges and points at a couple of them and sends them with you. In case something gets sticky. You know what I mean? You can never be too careful.
Right.
And so she has basically challenged you to figure out what caused the alarm to go off.
Right.
So go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh, never mind. I am proficient with that. Oh, that's one die. That's a 6.
All right, so you wander around.
Wouldn't those two horses be helping me though?
Well, they're there for protection.
Dang it.
Are you trying to get advantage because they're trying to help you, but you're the expert in, evidence and finding things?
Hold up. I have inspiration.
Yeah, you do. Good time to use that.
That was better. That was teetering. That is an 18 total.
As you're walking around the building, you spot on the second floor up that there is a window cracked and open. It looks as if somebody climbed inside. You believe that might likely be the source of the alarm.
I get on the horn with the commissioner.
The hollow screen.
It's like Yeah, it looks like someone broke in through the second floor window. It appears to be cracked.
Send me some evidence shots, could you? I gotta send them.
Stand by.
All
Click,
right.
click, click, click.
Yeah, just straight from the watch.
Barbara's asking if superpowered perps would be called something different. In this world, anyone that has power is considered a deviant. They are not. To everyone, they're all the same. Most of them are greedy and out to help themselves. So that's kind of why the name stuck. They've started to coin a nickname that we're gonna talk. We're gonna.
Steve came up with a good one.
What's that?
Perps and superps.
That's
funny.
as bad as my jokes. I love it. All right, so you quickly grab your hollow board, right? You got basically a pen that just basically a little transparent computer pops out of it, and you hold it up. You quickly take a picture. You do your little gizmos on it, and you swipe it and send it to her. She says, "Quick, get this to the guys inside." Or no, she wouldn't say that. She says,
Hostage negotiator.
yeah. She says, all right, we need to get the alarm shut off. It could trigger some sort of
Unforeseen
incidences with the victims and the hostages and the perp. So, does anybody know how to shut this down?
We could short circuit the alarm system. I don't know how, but
That's a good idea.
do I see a power box?
Give me a perception check.
Dang it. That's a 9.
Unfortunately, you don't. After wandering around a little bit, you come back kind of empty-handed. She says, "That's fine. We'll have to do what we can." The hostage negotiator just gave me an update. It seems that as long as we make these we answer his demands, he'll start letting hostages go. So one of his demands is simple, little too traditional if you ask me, but he wants shit. What did I call the flying chopper earlier?
Gravity chopper?
Yeah, nobody wrote it down. The gravity chopper. He wants a gravity chopper on the roof, and in 10 minutes. Well, he's gonna have more than that when the DRT shows up, I suppose. But we're calling it in. We're getting it for him. He hasn't listed any other demands, but once it arrives, we should be able to get some of the hostages out. All right. Is there anything else you, as a character, want to do?
No, he just falls back with the 2 officers escorting him.
Okay. All right. So, Demon Cloak, you've snuck inside. You are now in what looks to be like some sort of small entrance, like employee entrance, maybe. You come in and there's a reception desk there with the holo screens up. Nobody behind the desk, but you can hear a whirring sound echoing from down the hall. There's 3 ways out of this, and you are on the first floor. You already know that likely the vault is on the first floor, so that's likely where the perp is. You're just not exactly sure where that would be in here.
Okay. He kind of just ruffles his hand, and his hair's like, is there a map around here?
You're at a.
And I look around for maybe a map of sorts, like a "you are here" thing.
Give me an investigation check, please.
God, it's only a +1. Here we go. That's a 6.
All right, so you walk behind the desk, and you've got the holo screen up, and you're swiping left and right, and that's the wrong spot, and talking about some upcoming construction. Who the hell is Jay? You're just kind of going through all these different things. You hear, you spot a general map but it doesn't actually say where you're at. So
Does it have a "you are here"?
No, it doesn't. What it does have though is reference points. So you know you came in the west side. So you kind of look at it. Okay, I came in this side. So you've got an idea that you're in one of two locations. You think it's this one, but you're not 100% sure. The question is because you think it's this one, do you want to gamble on what you think it is, or do you want to say, no, I'm probably wrong and assume it's the other one? You can give me an intelligence character check if you would like to just do that as a character instead of as a player. You know.
I look at it and I'm like, well, if I'm wrong, I'll probably just beat the guy up who's there anyway. So, and I rush down the one I think.
All right, so you start rushing down, and instantly you hear a whirring noise, and the sound of...
Of?
Of what?
I lost my D20 for a second.
Ah.
As you're running down a hall, a blast of blue energy comes streaking down one of the extra hallways that you ran past, and a bolt hits for... Does a 14 hit you?
Sure does.
A laser bolt catches you right in the shoulder. You kind of twist as it catches you with a singe. Luckily, your armor absorbed most, or your fancy cloak, your shadow cloak absorbed most of the blow. But you see this tiny little drone there with two little cannons on it, and it's kind of as it's kind of locked on you.
I am
Is it just the one?
used to the fact that I broke a window, set off an alarm. He's the one being attacked by drones.
He just ran in.
Yeah, I was just like, I hear the alarm, so I'm like, fuck it.
I'm
But
just saying.
You strategically approach, and he's like, I'm just gonna run. So that's about the only thing that made sense. All right, so you do spot this thing. I'm gonna add it into the initiative roll, and it's pretty high at 13.
Okay.
So, but I am gonna give you an opportunity to respond since it. Oh, I didn't tell you how much damage it deals.
Yeah.
You take 3 points of radiant damage.
Ow. Bastard. Okay.
Welcome
Wow.
to V&V.
Yeah.
Well, we got
And,
lasers and shit.
How far is it from me?
It is a medium distance. So as you were running down this hall, it noticed you within a fraction of a second and processed it, and then shot and caught you just as you opened it. But it's a medium distance away, which is approximately 60 feet down the hallway to your left.
Take a quick look at it. I'm like I peer around the corner, like this motherfucker. And
How very superhero of you.
yeah. Well, vigilante is a definitely more close related term for this character.
Fair enough.
Anti-hero would also be accurate.
And how far down this one hallway that I chose?
You
how
made
far
it.
along
You
did I
made
really get?
you made it probably like a long distance, probably about 90 feet or so. You believe that probably the next T intersection might end up leading into the lobby, but you're not exactly sure. That was just based on your glimpses, if you read the map correctly.
I kind of just think about the thing a little bit. I'm like, I don't got time for this, and I just dash off. I just leave this thing.
Okay. Hang on a
Yeah, I'm
second.
not gonna fight it. Thing just shot me, and it's longer than what I could do with my bare hands and my powers. So I'm like, yeah.
All right. So you end up just dashing down this hallway and getting to the end of the T intersection.
I just moved 60 feet.
And you
It's
get
a
to
lot
you get to the end, and you look, and you can see a holographic exit sign to your left, which you can only assume is leading you to the main entrance. And a hallway heads to your right, and then turns left, which you believe leads into the
Could be the
lobby.
vault. Oh, the lobby.
No, not the vault. The lobby where, usually you have the lobby, then you have the
Yeah.
cashiers, and then you have, like, the vaults and shit behind them, right? A very classic setup because I'm not that super creative, believe it or not.
Hey, that's okay.
And I
We'll
wanted
go
this
that
to,
direction.
I wanted this to be this as like close as like classic superhero as I could get it, right? All right, so you dash down that hallway. You get to the end and peer around the corner. Do you come flying around the corner, or do you just look? Or
I get to the wall. I'm like, one of those things shot me, and I'm like, kind of stung a little. So I'm gonna kind of peer around this one.
okay, so as you peer around, you see about a dozen civilians handcuffed with these electronic cuffs. They don't have like traditional manacles. They're basically held together by a string of electricity or lightning, and it holds them together.
Electro cuffs.
Yes, write that down. That's dope. So they're holding they got the electro cuffs, and several of them, we'll say 3. Yes, 3 of them have complex devices attached to their chest. And there are hoods over their faces of the people that have the complex devices attached to their chest, and you can hear the sound of worrying and several sounds of worrying, humming, I guess. Yeah, whirring.
Humming.
You hear the sound of clicking and switches, and the sound of what sounds like a torch, maybe. But you can't see that; it's all out. You can see the sparks kind of flying from the right hand side, just off to the out of view line of sight. And so, White Dragon, you start making your way down the hall.
I gotta pee.
Yep. Do you guys want to take a second? Does anybody gotta go to the bathroom?
Nope.
At the top of the initiative. Seth says yes.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna talk to the audience for a second. So if you got to go to the bathroom, I give you 3 minutes. All right. So first of all, I want to thank everyone that's been joining us up to this far. I really appreciate it. This is something new that's I'm really excited for. I really want to get that superhero feeling across, and one of the big ways I think that's best to do that. Oh, people turned off their cameras and it moved me around. That's okay. One of the best ways I feel like to do that is to focus a lot on not only their superhero persona, but their alter egos. Because in the adventuring world in D&D, you're kind of always just adventuring. That's usually kind of the consensus. What I wanted to do to make sure this felt different, aside from the way we build the characters, is I wanted there to be actively being part of their other character. And making sure that becomes just as important as their superhero persona. That's why I think the origins and stuff are such a big deal, and the alter egos are such a big deal, because I want that to become just as much a part of the game. When I played the Spider-Man for my PlayStation 4, there's parts where you play as Mary Jane, who doesn't have superpowers, but she's still able to get through some situations. There's some parts where you got to be Peter Parker and go about and do your stuff, because that's the best person for the job. And I want to try hard to make sure that also comes through here. I also want to thank everyone, for Barbara and Steve and everyone in the comments who are kind of keeping the flow of different names and stuff. Hopefully I'll be able to copy this and then save some of it as we help build out this world a little more together. I hope. So now, is there any questions you have about vigilantes and villains while we're waiting for them to return?
The comment panels change layout.
It's because somebody turned off their camera. It'll reorganize once the cameras turn back on.
Sorry.
That's okay. It's a Discord thing. Steve says, I like the duality of the characters. Finding roleplay opportunity for that will be awesome and great for the story evolution. Thank you very much. That's why I think the alter egos is got to be such a big part of it. I know backgrounds kind of take a background seat, a background approach, and it's kind of an afterthought. But I want it to be more than that. Specifically, that's why I want the players to constantly be aware that they got to keep that secret, because once their identity is given up, now you have the DRT after you for breaking the law. not only for breaking the law of impersonating, like a police officer or something like that, but like, assault and battery and all the potentially even murder if they go that far. All these things that are against the law. The only thing that protects them is their secret. The fact that nobody knows who they are, and so
They're just lawful.
yeah, yes. Did you end up using the gunslinger for the rule sets? I didn't. Is there a particular reason why you would think that, I guess? Maybe because it's a gun, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I did anything that was based on that, but I did not. So, but yeah, so that's go ahead.
My thoughts with like the gunslinger in general anyway. Just a battle master with more steps.
Battle master with more work. And range. All right. So we're going to go ahead and... because you have firearms. Nah, honestly, I didn't overthink it. I just used I started with the ones in the DMG and then kind of just evolved it from there. I didn't really spend a whole lot of time on that. Misfiring shouldn't be an issue in a futuristic world. It should be much less common, so I didn't want that as a core feature because it shouldn't be.
There's a question for that.
Huh?
I do have a question. If the firearm is poorly maintained, would you apply misfire?
I mean, the DM could do it, but I'm not going to write up rules for that because honestly, that little shit I don't generally care about because that's not the point of the game. All right, day 37. Did you wash your what? Did you wash your firearm out today? No. Well, you know what? You just shot yourself in the foot. I don't really. Those little minutia aren't generally important to me, and that might be why I preferred the change to 5e versus some other systems. But with laser guns and shit, I'm just like, eh. They run out of batteries. That's about all you got to worry about. All right, so shit, whose turn was it? Oh, we're at the top of the initiative. So White Dragon, you're following the patterns. You've got a really good idea of the patterns that these things have. You twist your body around to do these different. You twist and turn your way through this labyrinth of hallways, and you come across an exit that takes you outside of the opposing. Trying to think of where you came in. You came up a floor, then you went down. All right, yeah. So you end up coming out a hallway, and you can hear the sound of what sounds like a blowtorch. Maybe you can hear. You can kind of see flashing lights at the end of this small hallway. You can hear muffled gags going on. You suspect the lobby is probably a short distance in front of you. What are you going to do?
I'll go closer to the blowtorch noise. Once again, still trying to stealth my way over and hide, not be noticeable.
All right. I want to touch on this. So Barbara actually says most guns aren't waterproof or dust stormproof. Yeah. Swords aren't rust-proof, but I don't make people keep their swords clean so they don't get rusty in adventures. So, yeah. But I see your point. Anyways, so give me a stealth check, please.
Okay. That's going to be a 19.
All right. So as you start making your way up toward down the hallway, you almost for a second overstep before the path of one of the drones kind of floats in front of you and makes its way out in the hallway. You walk down and there's a sign about get the best interest rates and credits here at the end of the hallway, and you kind of duck behind it and you look out and you see a dozen people, 3 of which have hoods over their heads and have complex devices strapped to them. You see to your right, you can hear and see whirring noises and sparks and flashing lights. You can only assume, without looking at it, that is somebody trying to break into the vault. And now that you look out, you can see a half a dozen different drones floating around and watching the area. You peek over and you see this person peeking around another corner leading into the lobby with this this purple hair and this big black trench coat. Is it a cloak or is it a trench coat? It's a cloak.
It's a trench coat.
That's why I keep thinking it. That's why I keep getting confused, because you said it's dark demon cloak, but you're actually wearing a trench cloak. Why do you got to make this hard on me?
It'll come into play.
Okay, we'll
It'll
see.
make sense.
So you see this person. You're not sure if it's a civilian or what, but he's got kind of a determined look. Would you say, Austin?
I'd say so. You also see some smoke kind of simmering off his shoulder where he got blasted.
And I'm
thinking
definitely
cloak from Marvel.
But-
Trench demon.
The coat is completely fine. You notice.
And I'm also at the same time thinking 1% APR, huh? That sounds pretty good. Let me keep that in mind.
You'll have to come back and make this your bank of choice, huh? Get your creds. All right,
Trench
so
Demon, I kind of like that one.
yes.
I see how many quote unquote villains in the room.
You can currently see 6 drones, but you would count 7 whoever's hacking into the vault. I'm sorry, breaking into the vault.
Alright. I'll do a couple things right now at least. I'm trying to hide. First off, I'm going to enter water stance, as you may recall. Just like limber up, get ready to move kind of thing.
I may
And
recall,
I'll
but you might want to explain what that is for people that are watching for the first time. Because since it's not
I'll get
D&D, they don't know. Okay, I'm just saying. Apply to everyone.
Actually, I'll just say before you'll find out. And
You're not supposed to surprise me. I'm supposed to know what's going on.
Surprise our audience, Ian.
Yeah, why not?
anyway, and I ready an action to attack anyone that harms a hostage.
Okay. So you're readying an action if anybody harms a hostage.
Correct.
Okay. All right. So as you're getting ready, you're getting limbered up in your water stance. You hear a loud blast, and just over your shoulder, demon cloak, a plasma blast splashes into and blows a hole in the wall, scorching it, and it just barely misses you, as it's screaming down the corner or down the hallway, chasing after you.
Oh, persistent.
Yeah.
I thought me turning the quarter would make it think a little more. I guess not.
No. It's not. I mean, it's a robot, but it's not stupid. It's like programmed to do its job, which is find you and kill you. All right. So at that point, it does blast you, or it tries to blast you and misses, and kind of draws your attention for a second there, White Dragon. Chimera. As you're sitting there having a discussion, trying to collect notes, and you're trying to figure out, at this point, you think you may have figured out at least one of the vigilantes that has arrived. You're certain that the one is the ninja man. It's possible that there's what?
Just the fact you said ninja man.
Well, he does.
It caught me off guard.
When does a superhero generally say what their superhero name is, right?
No, I agree.
Like,
It was just funny. It's just the ninja man. I wonder where he went.
well, I didn't want to
Just
call
how
them like
else
white dragons, but you,
Yeah, I know.
you've got the
You
white
would've
ninja
written
guy.
White ninja parentheses question mark parentheses.
Yeah.
He's like, white ninja. I don't know.
You think that this might be, he might be one of them. You've also now, during your investigation, you've actually heard 2 laser blasts from inside. Commissioner Jordan is running around concerned that one of the perp in his drones might be actually shooting civilians right now. So she's hollering back and forth with the hostage negotiator right now.
Just leave it to me to cause issues everywhere.
Right. So what are you going to do?
I'm actually gonna take inspiration from those video clips I saw on the page.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to use his disguise kit, makes a stealth check, and to change into his vigilante uniform.
All right. Now, you're using your disguise kit, not one of your powers, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I just make sure I understand that. All right, so while all this is going down, everyone's starting to kind of close in. Off in the distance, you actually can see two large DRT transports coming.
Oh.
They're minutes away now at this point. So you quickly everyone's distracted. They're all pointing at the DRT. They're all kind of getting upset, and some are kind of happy because that means they don't got to get in trouble. They ain't got to do their own shit. You duck behind I almost said you go into a phone booth. There ain't no phone booths anymore. You enter a hollow booth, right? Where you can make public phone calls if you don't have, you're not near a phone or a cell phone or wow. That sounded dumb, so I'm not going to use that. So instead, you duck behind into one of the other building's alleys and put on your suit. Now, when you're putting on your disguise kit, how do you imagine that's going?
Well, he has
Privacy.
actually. But how I'm doing this is that he takes the hem of his trench coat. He pulls a zipper that is at his lower back, pulls it, turns that piece inside out, straightens out. He pushes the button on his jacket, and it's gonna size up and then deflate, skin, tighten himself like the Evangelion plug suits.
Oh, dude, that is dope.
And for that piece of the trench coat that was
Tramp
turned
zipper.
inside out. Anyway, he takes the piece of the trench coat that was turned inside out, mounts it on his left shoulder, puts his hood up, pushes another button, and his entire attire turns into this dark green thing. And he pulls two pieces of technology, puts them together around his neck, activates it, and this glass visor shows up, and you see these computer bit basic facial expression of that appears at the front, while also darkens what is shown behind the glass. Pulls his hood up, and he looks for a way in.
Looks like that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks about. He thinks about the entrance that was broken in. Well, the second floor window as an entry point. Does he see anything that would make a good, a good acrobatics point?
Yeah, you could probably spring off of the fence onto the steel wall and parkour up to the roof, or right up to the window.
He will attempt to use that as his entry to the broken window.
Okay, give me a check.
That is an let me check. That's an 18.
I was waiting for you to roll a 1 so I could describe you falling into the bushes. Way to let me down, bro. All right, so you spring up on, you run across the fence, you jump and parkour off of Jackie Chan style off the wall and reach up and grab and pull yourself up onto the. Is there somebody that's taking his place? Like, am I too old to be using that guy? Like, is there a new one?
No.
No.
Okay.
No one's replaced Jackie Chan.
Okay. And you
Likely never will.
you pull yourself up into the window, and you see.
Comment?
Did Superman ever roll a nat 1? Yeah, on every date he's ever been on.
No, the one before that.
Probably true.
Anyway, so you pull your way up and you look down. There's you're on an entranceway to a stair platform. One set of stairs goes up, one set of stairs goes down. You know that the set of stairs goes down goes towards the first floor. Which way do you go?
He is going to stealthily make his way down.
All right, give me a stealth check. All right, Demon Cloak.
Yes.
Oh. No, wait. 11.
So you start creeping down. You think you're stealthy.
Great.
All right, so Demon Cloak. This little bastard has turned around and blasted you. At the last second, you spot a full-on white ninja standing in a hallway, hiding behind behind a sign that talks about how you can get 1% APR. But unfortunately, your distraction. You're quickly distracted by the drone blasting you with energy blasts.
How close is the drone this time?
It is a short distance away.
It's got to be a short distance, right? Oh no! I
Uh,
Yep.
he froze.
Who?
I froze?
No, Austin froze,
Oh no, Austin, you're frozen.
and he's gone. We miss you.
Oh no.
Let's say a quick prayer. He is so powerful in his crime fighting that he can just hack into the computers and stop it instantly. I'm gonna take a picture of this though because it's a funny ass picture. We'll give him a few minutes. We'll give him a few minutes before we continue. A chance to go by or come back, or I can just move on to the next person and go back to him if you guys want.
Oh, there he is.
I see a room.
There I am. Okay, back. Here we go. Okay, sorry about that. Internet.
I thought you were.
Little dive there.
I thought you were trying to.
Crash on you, dude.
You didn't want to die, so you went ahead and
No.
just disabled your internet. You can't kill me now, bitch.
So how close is it this time?
It's a short distance. Yes, it is.
Aha! The plan worked out anyway.
What'd you do? Lure it?
Not really, but I figured if I round this corner, it'll be within walking distance this time. So I can't imagine this thing's super strong. So I'm gonna rush it, and I'm gonna wait. Hold on. If I move, will they see me if I move towards this thing?
No, because it's
The
come up
people-
from behind you.
Okay, cool.
If they happen to be looking, they can see you because you came up the hallway, and you jumped when you got shot at. But unless somebody's actively looking for you, they're not gonna notice you.
And second question, is the unarmed fighting style 1d6 or is it 1d4?
I
did we
think
decide on?
Ian convinced me to change it to 1d6
I'm just making
Oh.
sure.
for the crime fighter.
Okay.
It's still 1 point plus strength modifier if you're not.
Well, I took it for that reason. But
Right.
Regardless. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna run at this thing and I'm gonna give it the old 1-2 punch.
All right. Give me some attack rolls.
First roll is a oh boy, what's this? 12.
As your punch lands square in this thing, a crackling blue lightning shield appears around it, and your hand smashes solidly into a force field. What's your next attack? Do you have another attack?
I have one more attack. Who plays better? Because with the unarmed we have a second hit.
It's
as a bonus
considered
action.
light, I think. And I considered it light, right? For unarmed
I don't know.
strikes. I
You
think I
said
did.
for
I
the
finesse.
No.
the way you wrote it in
The,
there
1
is
I'm gonna go look at it. Is this a?
the way you,
Oh shit.
it's the unarmed combat. So when you use the attack action with an unarmed strike on your turn, you can make one unarmed strike as a bonus action. That's what you said.
That's it. Yes.
Cool.
That's when you're not wielding weapons.
Right.
You can't like
14.
stab somebody with a greatsword and then punch them.
Right.
Steve says Austin needs a sidekick named Dagger. Unfortunately, that name is taken by Marvel.
I don't think they can own that name, can they? They can only
Yes.
own the character concept.
Probably. I don't know. Point
Anyways.
is 14 to hit this time.
Yes. So as your punch comes solidly in. Actually, do you want to describe how you do this after you smash into the crackling blue energy shield?
So after I hit it the first time, I'm like, ooh, that kind of stung a little. And then I'm like, all right, a little more vigor this time. And then there's almost like a tiny like blaze around my hand a little bit, which gives me a little bit more emphasis this, and it slams right through it and right into the drone.
Roll damage.
It is a ooh. Do I add modifier?
Strength or
Yes or no?
dex, yeah.
It is okay. It is an 8 damage.
Your fist smashes into it and it penetrates into its metal shell, and the thing goes careening into the wall with a loud crash. All of the hostages turn and look down the hallway at you.
Oh, I would have figured that I would have slammed my hand into it and grabbed its core and ripped it out. I didn't think I would have slammed it into the wall. But okay, if that works.
Well, we can go with that. I don't care either way. Either way, you make a lot of noise and it draws attention.
Yeah, I just pull my hand out. I'm like, ooh. So this is what this looks like on the inside. And I'm like, oh.
Wires
Wait a
and
minute.
circuit boards and shit.
And I
Then you
drop
look
to
up
the
and you go,
ground, and I'm
do you see
like,
the hostages? Look at.
And
Sorry.
he said they're looking at me or looking towards this direction.
Well, you're right down. You're down a hallway. They can now see you because when you came out around the L-shaped hallway and you looked in, you can see them all lined up.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And now you drew their attention. They're all looking at even the people with the bags over their head turn and look at you, but they can't see. They basically just heard it and looked because that's instincts, right? All right. So you're quickly able to take that down. You still have movement action.
Is there a clear perpetrator in here?
Not that
aside
you
from
can
the
see.
drones?
All you can see is the hostages. Currently, once again, 3 of them have bags over their heads and have these gizmos on their chests. Yes.
I look at them like, it's not really my job to try and fix that.
What? Like, you mean the bombs?
I'm not gonna try and disarm that shit. I ain't smart enough. I'm leaving that to someone else.
All right. All right. Well, we'll see.
I look for do I see the vault?
No, you
Right,
can't from
good.
here. You're gonna have to go out into the lobby if you're gonna look for it.
Well, they already know I'm here, so I'll run out to the lobby real quick. Well, not run, but I'm gonna make sure that the police force or whomever are not looking through windows, looking in.
I have no idea what you just said. What?
Okay, so I'm running out to this lobby, right?
Yeah, you're out in
I'm
the lobby.
assuming that people from the outside can see inside the lobby, right?
No, they can't. Banks
Oh.
usually have glass that you can see out, but not in. I don't know if you ever
Oh, okay.
noticed that.
No, I didn't.
You'll notice
then
that now
run
that I pointed it out, though.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Question.
So
What
then
time
I
of day
run.
is it?
What? It's a beautiful
What time of-
sunny day.
Oh. Broad,
Yeah, I'll just,
stealing at a
run to the
bank
lobby.
in broad daylight? Are you insane?
Well, he's doing all right
Like you're
so far.
strong enough.
right?
I was gonna say, if
You're a
strong
villain,
enough,
right?
Doesn't matter.
All right, so
having a bank in the middle of the daytime is actually one of the smartest things you can do, since most vaults have timed locks, which can only be opened at certain times of day. So
well, we know what Ian does in his spare time.
I run back to the white ninja, and I go, oh. Do I see him still or no?
Yeah, you still see him hunkering behind
did see
the.
me.
Yeah, he spotted you.
Because I saw the thing there too, and I was like, oh.
wasn't my
Yeah, you had a high stealth check, but because it's player on player action, I didn't bother with it. Mostly because I had already described it that way, and that's the way we're going. But I'll have to keep that in mind next time.
Barbara made another vain entry. Vocally attentive nerd emporium.
Ha! I love it. All right, so as you
I go
run,
to the white ninja.
as you start moving you that way, instantly there's several. The worrying noises all stop and start swerving towards you, and you look out, and 6 drones have locked onto you, that are hovering around in the area, and they're gonna roll initiative. They got a 15.
Ah, fuck. Not ideal.
That's 2 points higher than the one that Austin busted. Or Ravis busted.
What are you talking about?
Didn't he destroy the drone that shot him?
I started
Yeah,
one, but there's 6
That's
more.
one. There's 6 in the lobby. That was the one that was patrolling. There is 6 patrolling the floors, and there's 6 in the lobby. One is frozen in its place. The rest have been avoided by one person, and the other person just smashed one. But anyways, so that'll be the end of your. At this point, when you run out, you do see him. And you do spot that the vault door is now open at this point. All right. I think you're the last in the round, right?
Yep, I have the lowest initiative.
White dragon. This purple-haired fool who is about to get his ass turned to toast, just ran out and drew the attention of every single one of those drones. How do you feel about that?
Amateur.
Yeah. Matt, your camera's frozen too, just so you know.
Not to me.
To me.
Camera's fine.
No, it's frozen to me. And that's all that matters, because mine's the one that feeds out. Yeah. Mine's the one that feeds out, so.
Fair
Yep.
So, what you got?
Okay, we got 6 drones in here still, a dude and another drone hacking its way into the vault, which broke it up, correct?
Right.
All right.
The vault door is a medium distance away, and there's a lot of debris in it, so half of that is difficult terrain, because, be blowing shit up and stuff.
All right. I'm going to dive into a cluster of drones.
Okay.
And I am making sure I get up to as many as I can. Can I get up to at least 3?
Right now they're pretty far apart because they were all kind of patrolling, and they're just now starting to move, so they're not really close together. They're probably at least 20 feet away from each other.
I can work with that. Okay, here's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to dash up to 1, and I'm going to punch it.
All right.
We do the punching around here.
Ninja punch!
That's going to be a 17 to hit.
How much?
17 to hit.
Yes.
For 7 damage.
Yeah. How does it end?
I punch my fist into it and rip out some circuits.
That sounds familiar. You did penetrate through the shield. You smashed through the shield, too. As you pull out the circuits, you see a thing in like a glowing crystal, and it goes beep, 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 and explodes in your hand. And you need to give me a dexterity saving throw or take 6 damage.
All right. My save is...
No, it didn't.
12.
You make it. So you avoid the damage. You see it starting to count down, and you flip away. So I took the death burst idea and for the electronics and gave it a 50-50 chance to blow up or not. I was super stoked about it. Okay. I was sad that yours didn't blow up. I was like, damn it. Not that I was trying to kill you at all, because I don't do that. All right, yes. So you take out one. It's 20 feet to the next one.
And as I jump away from it exploding, I try to pass by another one.
I know what you're trying to do, but I'm trying to envision... Because you're basically trying to run past one to another one?
Yep.
Do you have enough movement for that? You need 40 movement.
Oh, no. Do I?
Short distance.
My movement's 30 feet.
Yeah, they were the first one was a short distance away. You can get to another one, but I don't know that you could pass one and then get to another one another 20 feet away.
In that case, as I get to a second one, I'll just hit it with my bonus action, unarmed strike.
All right, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Got the hands around here.
13 to hit.
Oh my god, I am effing dying of these dad bank jokes inside the chat. Oh my god. Yes, 13 hits.
Damn, I was off by 1.
9 damage.
It's got 13 AC. Yeah, how does it end? I'll need a dex save too.
That one I kick.
like a soccer ball. Give me a dexterity saving throw. Take 5 points of damage.
I'm thinking...
I rolled higher than last time, so...
All right. All right. So you took out 2 of them. The other 4 are not happy. 2 of them turn their blasters towards you. One turns its or two of them turns their blaster cannons towards White Dragon. One towards Demon Cloak, and one towards one of the civilians.
Crap.
Oh no.
One of the civilians falls over with a blaster bolt to the chest. That's all four, right? Yeah, that's all four. One of them is going to hit you, White Dragon.
Was it 17 or higher?
It was 18, actually.
Okay.
Unless you got something to boost it.
That's why I was asking.
For 5 points of damage.
It was boosted now, so.
And and you're gonna get 2 damage to Demon Cloak.
Let's get it.
So after you guys kind of pour freaking Demon Cloak runs out there, just draws all their attention. White Dragon swoops in, punches, and Jackie Chan kicks another one. They explode. They instantly draw fire. Bam! Down with the middle-aged man hostage, lying lifeless with a hole burned in his life. And several searing blasts manage to catch you. Luckily, you're able to avoid the brunt of it and redirect it so it kind of hits you in the arms or the legs, but not for much damage. You hear the noises in the vault. You start hearing some shouting, but you can't tell exactly what it is coming from the vault. Stella Nova, you make your way. You are now on the first floor, and you are on the upper banisters around, and at the center, you look down, you can see a group of hostages. The swarming drones are attacking a white ninja, and you see one of the civilians is laying dead, and 3 of the hostages have cloaks pulled over their head with these complex devices attached to their chest, and they're currently somebody is shouting from inside the open vault that you can peer down and see through the big opening. You are now on technically the second floor, but you can see everything over the banister.
So clarification, is the person dead, or are they unconscious?
No, they're dead.
Okay.
Villains don't fuck
All right.
around.
I guess not. All right. So we've got more of these floating around. I
Yep,
think
there's 4 of them.
I think I'm gonna take aim at one of the ones closer to the hostages.
Okay. There's one within.
And
There's
I'm
2
going-
within short range. So.
Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire a kinetic blast. So I am, Stella Nova kind of puts her hands together, and it forms a sort of field of sorts, which creates a raw kinetic energy that she then blasts out at at the drone.
All right, give me an attack. That's an attack roll, right? Not a save. It's an attack roll.
Yeah. Yep. That is.
Every time you say that, all I can hear is that repulsor charge up from Iron Man.
Yeah.
Somebody did. That was really good.
Yeah, it was.
That's a 13 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
All right. That is 10. So...
Now, are you attacking? Yeah, no, you're good. Never mind.
Okay. So I also have the agonizing blast feature, which adds another D4 onto the damage.
Nice.
So
That's an enhancement, right?
that is an enhancement.
Okay.
Yes. So that is a 3 damage total.
That's not gonna. That's it. 3 damage total.
Yeah, I rolled a 1 on the D10 and a 2 on the D4.
Oh man. So as you
Yeah.
release a powerful kinetic blast, it streaks across, it smashes into a shield, and the shield cracks a little bit and penetrates through, but only a partial bit of your energy actually got through, and this thing is still bobbing around. It is now it turns it, the little orb with cannons kind of turns towards you and has now identified you as an immediate threat.
Wonderful.
I feel bad. You're the only person that didn't take it out in one blow.
I know.
That's
Well,
low rolls.
So I guess I'll duck around, some cover.
Oh man, you're high up. High up. You got that banister. You're able to tuck, and you'll have full cover.
Perfect.
Give me an intelligence check, please. Attack check.
Oh, attack check. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was a nat 1.
All right. So your suit is running a diagnostic on the devices on the chess pieces, but unfortunately, it's just out of scanner range. So you'll have to get closer to if you have any interest in what's strapped to those hostages.
Okay.
All right. Stella ducks behind, takes cover. Chimera, you've changed into your dope-ass super suit. Where's my super suit?
You're never gonna get tired of that one.
I don't think anybody ever gets tired of that. Samuel L. Jackson is badass.
I would not be surprised if Frozone's wife was played by Samuel Jackson's wife.
I can
That'd
see
be
that.
pretty dope.
That'd be cool. All right, so what are you gonna do? You can clearly hear laser fire. The police are now formulating a plan to decide whether to go in and storm or continue waiting. It looks like there's less than 2 minutes before the DRT arrive. Right now, Commissioner Jordan is clearly convinced that the action is against the vigilantes and not the loss of life, and they're trying to get information about that.
She doesn't know that there's a civilian down.
No, she does not.
Am I close to the lobby?
Well, you can run to go through the front door, but they are not technically supposed to let you.
I thought I went through the second.
Oh
floor
yeah, you're
window.
right. I'm sorry. I forgot. You climbed up the window and went downstairs, didn't you? Some reason I was thinking you had just finished putting on your hood, and no, you did do all that. Yeah. So you actually make your way through the hallway. While you're running, you've got your hollow board flipped open, and you're keeping in communication with Commissioner Jordan. You come around you come to a T intersection. You see a hologram exit sign to the left and a branch to the right that then turns left. Which way do you want to go?
Not in the direction of the next sign. In fact, it's going to use running action to make a dash.
All right, so you dash down the hall and you get to the end, and sure as shit, you see a white ninja, a purple-haired man in a trench coat, lasers shooting out of these floating drones, and you see three hostages with black covers over their head and these devices strapped to their chest. You hear some cackling or some shit coming from the vault, and you see a dead civilian on the ground.
How close are these surviving drones?
There are 4 left, and 2 of them are a short distance, and 2 of them are a medium distance away.
I actually have to pull up information from the thing.
This is my kitty.
Uh,
What does everyone think of the layout? I'm very proud of this.
I do
I'm
really
looking
like
at the
the
stream
layout.
and it's pretty dope.
I like it a lot.
The only issue I have is like there's a huge bubble taking up 2/3 of my cube.
Yeah, I didn't think you would mind so much. You know why?
I'm chilled and laid back.
Absolutely. And usually you're actually laid back in your chair, and there's so much more of you that I didn't think it was an issue, but you're much closer now.
Yeah.
To be fair, when you did the test shot, I was in the middle of a D&D game. So I had my cell phone off to the side.
Yeah.
So my question for you, DM, is
I'm not the DM. I'm the overseer.
overseer. My apologies. How far away are the two sets of drones from each other?
They try. You notice they try to keep a certain distance away from each other, approximately at least 10 feet apart. You're not sure why, but you notice that when they start to get close to each other, they kind of redirect.
Okay. So
I don't know if that makes sense, but I guess it doesn't need to make sense for you. You just got here.
yeah.
For the other players, it's because they explode.
Yeah. So I am a short distance away from the closest pair.
Yes, there's two in a short distance away from you. Yeah.
Okay, I go right up to those two, and I use my oh darn it, what is it called again?
I have no idea. I just give these names when I'm writing them, and then I forget about them.
Crap. It's not the enhancement. It's the.
What are you trying to do? I guess would be a good start.
I am going to use Thunder Wave on the entire group because it's a 15-foot cube.
Fantastic.
As if we're not causing enough noise already.
Okay.
Love
You said it's a 15-foot cube. That'll only get 2 of them.
Really?
There's 2 in a short distance away, and the other 2 are medium distance. Medium distance is 30 to 60 feet. And
But I thought they were 10 feet apart.
There's 2 of them. The 2 that are close to you
Yeah,
are
they're in pairs.
Yeah, are 10 feet apart. And they stay 10 feet apart because when they blow up, they create a chain reaction if they're too close. So you can capture 2 in your explosion, as well as lots of the floor and pillars in the room.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to do a lightning strike instead.
Why'd you change your mind? Because there's only 2 instead of more?
Yeah, I was hoping to get all 4 at once.
No, they're too far
Two's
away.
fine. Two's fine.
But I can only use this power once.
Yeah, we only have.
Oh,
We have
I guess
one spell slot.
that's a rule that I should let everyone know. Our short rests are 5 minutes, not an hour.
Like it used to be.
Yeah, I didn't steal that from 4th edition at all.
So, do we get back
Also
our
5 minutes
powers
and
on a short rest?
3.5?
Oh.
What was that,
Yeah.
Ian?
Isn't it also 5 minutes and 3.5? I could be wrong, though.
Was it? I don't remember. Anyways, so are you still going to do the Thunder Wave, or are you going to do something else?
He's going to do the lightning strike.
Okay.
Let me pull up the damage info. Okay. I have to make an attack roll against it. It's lightning damage. Now they're moving on to Microsoft products. Really?
There is so much punniness going on in the chat. It's hard for me to focus.
Like, you two need to chill. Seriously.
They don't gotta chill. They're the chat. They can do what they want.
So that's a +4 attack.
I welcome all chat.
Oh, that is a 21 to hit.
Yes.
That is a 1d8 lightning damage. Are you serious? I rolled a 1.
That will happen.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
I should have done the lightning.
So a streak of lightning. You come out of the room. Do you want to describe how your cool streak of lightning looks?
From underneath my shoulder cloak, there is some sort of light underneath, and the next thing the two crime fighters notice, a bolt of lightning just shoots from underneath it, and you see that there's crackling lightning energy in this hooded figure's hand, and this bolt just hits the most damaged drone.
Yep, it smashes into the powerful shield. The drone that looked like it had some dents and dings into it begins rocking, shaking, and then falls to the ground.
Nothing?
No, it fell to the ground. You attacked the one, you said you attacked the weakest one, right? Which was the one Stella Nova had attacked for her 3.
Yeah.
Or 4, or whatever she did. She did 3, right? 4.
Yeah, I think it
It was 3?
I don't remember.
They got 4 hit points.
It was 3.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Let's
3,
say,
right.
it didn't die, but they got 4 hit points, so... all right, so it crumbles, it vibrates, and then it splashes to the ground, and you instantly see all the hostages turn and do one of these things after you strike it with lightning. They're starting to shout now with all the chaos. They're very frantic. They're begging to be helped and save us and protect us.
I can use. Am I somewhere in front of them or not?
You just said you can't. I said you exited out into the lobby. I didn't say you went anywhere else. So if you didn't move, you're still in that little area, just at the exit of the hallway.
Well, he had to get up to strike the drone, right? With
It's
lightning
a range
Isn't
strike.
that
It's 30-foot range.
Is it 30-foot range? Okay. I think I saw the old one. I think it was like.
It
5 foot or
was.
something
It was
like
short.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had templated it off of Shocking Grasp, but I wanted it to be weaker, but be a ranged attack.
Okay. I wanted to be sure.
Yeah. So.
So you still have your movement.
I will Chimera will position himself opposite of where the hostages are.
All right. So you're going to you start darting through the area with your are you wearing like a cloak, or is it like I know
More
you've
like a
got the
shoulder-
hood.
It's a hood and a shoulder cloak, like a shoulder cape or something
Okay.
like that.
That's
Kinda
kind of
like,
billowing behind you.
Ezio.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
a
Kind
little
of.
short, a little shorter than that, but yeah.
Okay.
It's billowing behind you as you run and you get to the opposite side of the lobby as the hostages. Is that correct?
Yes, opposite of the hostages' location.
Okay.
Like, his
That would be
position
near
is
the
up-
door.
Yeah, and he shouts out, "DRT will be here shortly. You got 2 minutes."
Oh God.
So are you yelling out to the policeman? Or to the
No, I'm
people in
shouting
here?
out to these two
Okay.
knuckleheads.
Ah, shit.
Enough time.
The DRT. Those fuckers.
The DRT. DRT.
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay.
Also, mind you, Chimera's voice sounds digitally modded.
Alrighty. So you quickly kind of give out the warning and shouts, and Demon Cloak, how do you respond?
Not the DRT guys. Those guys fuck up everything. And then I look at the 2 drones and I'm like, so 3 over there. What do I see in the vault now that it's open and I have a clear view of it?
Thank you. Really? Thank you.
Someone had to finally look in there.
I'm just like, this guy's like packing away as much stuff as he can. So when you look in there, you see a strange guy with goggles. He's got these big goggles on. He's got a backpack, and outside of the backpack are these big mechanical, like almost like ant claws or ant legs, I guess. They come to a point like the Spider-Man armor. In the
Iron Spider.
Yeah, like the Iron Spider. He's got these little legs that come out, and he's kind of just walking on those, and his arms are What was that?
Uh-oh.
I think our cats might have been fighting. She took care of it.
Do
And
that.
he's kind of walking with his these little claws, and then he's got one bag. He's got not a briefcase, but like a box of sorts. And you see him pulling out what looks like discs. Now you know that these are credit cards. Because they got credits.
Discs.
They got credits on them, right? Credit? No,
Mhm.
okay. And he's stuffing the credits into his thing. What are you gonna do?
How far is he?
He is a medium distance away, but after blowing the area of the vault up in chunks, there's chunks and debris throughout the whole thing, so it is difficult terrain. So in addition to taking 2 movements already, means it'll take 4 movements to get through there, unless you're flying, running on the ceiling, or grappling hook over it all.
Grappling hook.
I had to throw that in there just for Austin.
This character doesn't have a grappling hook.
That's a shame.
Uh,
That's a shame.
So what I will do is that seemingly the only way in.
Generally, that's how vaults work. Yes.
Well, I'm just like,
Yeah,
because I'm thinking to myself like, well, he has to come back out this way.
that's
So I'll
definitely
just hit
true.
him in the face when that happens. So then I look back at the other drones.
That's actually why I didn't go to the vault yet, because I figured whatever is in there will have to come out, so better clear the room out here first.
And I go to strike one of the drones. I go to the one that's still a pair.
All right.
Unarmed strike! Fucking hell. That's not gonna hit. Gotta do a second attack here. That one's gonna hit.
What's that?
Plus that.
And then
He'll come back.
It's a 1d6. For 5 damage, I just... I kind of... Again, I try and hit it again. I'm like, man, these energy shields suck.
Yeah, you smash in it, and it lightning cracks, and you do kind of a after you've absorbed some of the energy, you come back with another strike. Is it a kick? Is it a headbutt? Is it a roundhouse? I mean, what you got? Kneeing it like tiger knee.
I hit it, and I'm like, oh my god, and I just take it, and I slam my knee into it.
All
Does
right.
it explode?
We'll find out. It's a 50-50 chance, so it does. So I need a dexterity
shit.
saving throw, or take 5 points of damage. Wow, that D6 is rolling good today.
Woo! 21. Let's go. That was an at 20.
So the thing kind of sends out a small little explosion, and the area rumbles in part of one of the pillars in the room, because on the sides there's 4 little pillars kind of going up, holding up the I keep forgetting what to call that, the balcony where the next floor is. And you look up, you can see up many floors, and they're just balconies basically.
Beep, 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 beep.
And it does
After
explode.
I, and I realize it looks like it's gonna explode. I just fucking toss it.
Get
I
away!
was like, ah!
Anything else?
And then I will use my
You
movement.
could have tossed it in the vault.
I should have tossed it in the vault. That would have been cool, but I wouldn't have thought that as it's exploding on me. And then I kind of. Is there any cover I can kind of hide behind?
Pillar.
I can hide behind a pillar. I'll use
All right.
my movement to do that.
All right,
And
you
then,
dash behind a pillar.
And that'll be it.
All
That's my
right.
turn.
At this
Plain and
point,
simple, busting things up.
At this point, the police have gathered enough evidence and know that they've lost a hostage, so they are now coming through the doors and are basically backing you up, quote unquote. There's some warnings. They've got their taser arm blasters, I guess. I really need to come up with some names for these things.
They got their literal stun rifles.
Yeah, they're like very much a whole Mandalorian thing, right? Where he's got the little thing that pops up and it shoots little stun missiles, right? And they come out and they start kind of shooting some stun missiles at some of the at some of the drones at this point, and one of the drones blows up and ends up killing like 4 of them because they weren't expecting it. Just and they're demolished. Does anybody want to respond to this action?
Wait, like the police blew up a drone and it killed 4 of the hostages?
No, it killed 4 of the police.
Oh. Still bad.
They didn't know they explode. Didn't nobody tell them?
Well, they just kind of ran in.
Yeah.
So at that point, Commissioner Jordan comes in and starts giving commands. We need to get these hostages out of here. Can anybody? Is the bomb squad here yet? Is the bomb squad here? And you hear, no, they're not going to be for another minute. We need to get these people outside. Looks like we have support until the DRT gets here with him. And she kind of nudges towards the vault there. What are you going to do, White Dragon?
Yeah, how many drones are left?
There's just one left floating around.
And the one guy in the vault?
And the one guy in the vault.
And how far away is he?
He, from the front desk, front area, he is a medium distance, but it is difficult terrain with all the debris from the blowing up of the vault. So it is basically going to take 4 movements, normal movements to get there. Unless you come up with something clever or some other reason to go over it.
Parkour. No.
Hardcore parkour.
Car.
Let me double check something. Nope, that's not it. In that case, I'll use a cunning action to dash.
Okay. I assume you're dashing towards the guy in the vault?
Yep.
Okay, so you're leaving the one drone to everyone else, right?
Yep.
All right. So you start dashing towards, though that gets you 30 feet. You still got another. That gets you a short distance. You still need to get another short and medium distance or a long distance. You need to get a long distance.
Well, if he has like
So
dash, another
and his
dash,
move.
and then his move.
Right. So did he use his dash action and his move action? Because he just said dash.
Cunning action.
My bonus action to dash because I have
Cunning action. Yes, but that's all I heard. Is that's it? You did? Are you moving more than that?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you using
My
all?
move-
Okay.
I am using my move action to get closer. Is there any way I can use like acrobatics to around the debris, improve my odds?
I will allow you to try. Go ahead. We'll
Nope.
set the DC to 15. I think that's fair.
And that will be a 12, so no.
It's not going to do it. You stumble and you step on a blown part of the debris, and it kind of twists your ankle a little bit and ends up not really letting you get around it. So that's 2 movements, right? That means you got 2 more to go.
Fair enough. And during my movement, I'll whip out a dagger and throw it at him.
Good old range
Okay.
tech thrown in there.
Okay, and that's going to be a 7 to hit, so that's a miss.
Yeah. As you stumble a little bit, I imagine it's not a dagger. I imagine you're throwing ninja stars, right?
More of a kunai than a dagger, but yeah.
Yeah. So you loose the kunai, but unfortunately, as you're throwing it and you stumble over the debris, your aim is kind of off, and it skitters off into the vault. You can hear it tinging around. Once again, that echoing is coming through. It's distorted. You can't really tell. It doesn't sound like you can't tell if the guy is talking to himself or what, but his back is still to you, and he's still just pulling the credit cards out of the vault and sticking them into this little box. But he's not taking all of them. It looks like he's being choosy. So it might be that he's picking higher value targets. Anything else?
Which makes sense.
Next is the drone,
Oh no.
who is going to it makes another play for a hostage. And that's another hostage down. You've lost 2 hostages now. And there's still 3 with bombs or some sort of device. You don't know that they're bombs yet. Some sort of device strapped to their head. At this point, the Commissioner Jordan is trying to get everyone to gather them. They're leading out the hostages that aren't don't got the they're leading the hostages out at this point. What are you going to do, Stella?
All right, so I'm sorry. How many drones are there left?
There's 1 drone
Just
left,
the one.
and then the guy in the vault.
All right, so I'm going to get up from my cover and take another kinetic blast at the remaining drone.
Okay. And after you do that, we'll resolve that, but I'm going to need an intelligence check from you, too.
Do you want that first?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay. That was a tech check, right?
Yeah. Intelligence.
Ooh, that one's much better. That is a 22.
So as you're observing the people kind of walking out, you spot an odd behavior with the drone. As the hostages are being let out, the drone is moving away from them to the other side, towards the other side. Almost, you're kind of thinking this is really odd behavior as you look at it. It almost looks like it's avoiding the hostages as it goes around as you begin to charge up an attack.
Oh. Okay.
And then you hear all the blasting and all the noise that's coming from the guy up front.
Interesting. All right. Well, I guess I'll go through with my attack then.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that was a.
I fear the worst.
8.
To hit.
Yeah.
That's not going to do it. You charge up your kinetic blast. Your suit must have something going on with it. Maybe the nanites aren't responding right. You take aim, you blast, and you blow a chunk out of the side of the wall of the bank. And the policemen kind of duck as debris is kind of falling, and they look up at you. And some of them give you kind of a happy look. Others are giving you an evil, like you're nothing but trouble kind of look.
Watch where you're aiming!
Yeah, one of those. You bloody bastard! Are you trying to kill us? Are the drones not enough for you? Never mind that. And he points into the vault. Anything else from Stella?
Yeah, so Stella is going to use her movement that she's actually going to do kind of like an acrobatic flip off of the balcony onto the first floor and try to get closer to the vault.
I'm really trying to see this. So you've got very much like a very small, tight suit of nanites, so that gives you mobility and flexibility, right?
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
gotcha.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
All right. Let's hope this one rolls better.
I feel that.
Well, it's a 9.
Ian just totally wrote down one of my paths of things that could have happened.
What should have happened to me?
Yeah.
Well done. He says, the way this encounter is going in hindsight would have been smarter to have the thieves rob the bank and then just follow them after they left the building. That was one of the potential paths that I had wrote down of things that might happen. All right. Sorry, that was
To be fair,
Stella.
I didn't stealth the entire time until combat started.
Yeah. I was surprised you weren't the first person to punch something. So Stella Nova, you take a springing leap, and with your super suit, you get kind of like, you get a good height. You kind of tumble end over end and land superhero style on the ground. And the people are just kind of looking at you like, and they start whispering. It's like, you hear, the DRT is going to be here any minute. They're going to catch all of them. And you see this red and black policeman is kind of trying to get all the vigilantes get all of your attention. You all see her waving at you. Whether you choose to do anything about that's up to you. But is Stellanova doing anything else? You've got them helping out the
Hostages.
Thank you. I got it. All right. So as the hostages are being escorted out, you hear a quick shout from Commissioner Jordan. Hey, the bomb squad has arrived. Take those out into the bunker buster, which you guys know is a reinforced like truck that they can try to disable bombs inside, and if it goes wrong, it goes kaput and it's contained. So they start escorting the 3 hostages with the black hoods over their head out, and they start kind of separating them. They go one direction, and they send all the police, and the hostages are mostly going to the other direction to keep them away, likely to keep them away from whatever could go wrong during the diffusing process. All right, the Chimera.
Right. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, but I'll wait until the end of the round. It's fine.
And there's still one drone standing, right?
Yes.
All right, so he's gonna try to finish it off with
Okay.
a lightning strike.
That went so well last time. Actually, you did kill it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang it!
I want what
That's a
he's
6.
having. All right, so you hold out your little gauntlet. The light kind of rushes up your hand from underneath your cloak and streaks out across. Unfortunately, your aim isn't very good. You're still developing your power, so it's, acceptable. Let's let fate decide to see if you hit somebody standing around. You are in luck as your chaotic blast smashes into some deposit slip tables. A little table where you get your deposit slips and savings. And papers go into the whole into the air. You see all the police kind of duck. They got their mace stuff ready on their wrists, ready to mace you. Anything else from Demon Cloak? Or sorry, from Chimera? Another bank shot.
He's gonna use bonus action to hide.
All right, give me a hide check. You run and duck behind underneath a table, similar to the one you just blew up.
10.
You think you're stealthy. You run and you power slide underneath a table, and pull the chair up in front to
Hide from the drone.
Yeah, sure, okay. You think you're stealthy. You pull the chair in front. You're hiding underneath the table. All ends are open. Drone's up above, so you should be clear. All the police are looking at you, kind of confused. Anything else?
Nope.
Demon Cloak.
All right. There's one drone. There's one guy. And I see the ninja going for the guy, so I'm going to go for the drone.
Okay.
I'm going to punch the shit out of this drone. Not with that fist. Definitely with that fist. And,
Tell me you're going to do like a shuriken or something. Shuriken!
wow, max
Oh,
damage.
you can.
Doesn't matter, though, because no matter what, it dies. I kind of go up to it, and I just kind of give it a good old high kick as I jump into it.
And it shatters with a loud thud and begins crackling and explodes. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Another fucking
Bring it in
explosion.
the vault.
Ooh, that's a nat 1. I take that one.
That and one of the policemen who were trying to take it out dies as well.
How much damage?
You 3.
Ooh, well, I have 4 HP. I'm still alive.
Yeah. You
Did he
guys.
make your?
What?
Did he make his prime stat con or something?
Huh? No, it's charisma and strength actually. Charisma because I thought the saving throws or my spell stuff was charisma, but it kind of works out anyway. So I'm like, whatever. I'll take it.
I think he was confused by how much hit points you have at level 1.
Yeah, I have 12.
14.
Yeah, it's normal.
All right. So, anything up from Demon Cloak?
Oh yeah. No, it was my action and bonus action because I had to hit it twice. And then I'll take my movement. I speak to the hooded figure. You said DRT is gonna be here in a minute.
Less than a minute now.
Less than a minute now.
I can help you 12, not 14.
I look over to the white ninja in the vault, and then I kind of look down. I'm like, DRT is kind of a problem. And I say to the white ninja, hey, DRT is in less than a minute. I don't know if he's worth the time.
Don't say anything back.
He's like, fuck you.
Do it yourself.
He gives no damns. All right. Go ahead. Sorry.
I kind of hide. I kind of run down one of the hallways, and I kind of peer out to see where DRT will attempt to come from. Basically, I'm staking out from one of the hallways.
All right.
I'm trying to
Give me a
see where
perception check.
where they will try and come in. See if they're here in less than a minute. That is a 20.
Looking outside, judging by the position of like the policemen that are outside and the way they're moving the hostages, you can assume that their craft is gonna land right in front of the bank.
Okay.
As far as you can tell.
Right.
Anything else?
Nope, that'll be it.
All right. At this point, Commissioner Jordan says, "All right, vigilantes. I know you're breaking the law, but I want you to know that there's some of us that believe in what you're doing. The DRT and Vane, not so much. So they're going to be here really shortly. So clean this mess up quick, but I'm going to need some sort of details on what happened to them." And it points to the corpses on the floor. Can anybody give me any information before you jet? Either written. Anyone.
I
As far as out
kind
the
of.
room, not.
Yeah, I'm not really in the room, I guess. So I don't know. That leaves it to Stella and Chimera.
Yep. Whose camera froze again on my screen.
This camera also froze on my screen. There we go. So, I mean, I'm just kind of looking out for DRT by this point. I hate running into those guys.
Stands up, and his digitized modded voice to that he says, those drones shot the hostages. They seem I don't know anything else than that.
All right.
Those two, whatever they were, seem to have used their fists. Doesn't seem their MO.
What is your name, Vigilante? Deviant.
Chimera.
All right. I'm trusting you on this. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then Stella Nova cuts in. She's like, those drones were avoiding the civilians. It seemed like. I don't know if it had something to do with what was strapped on them or not. But I don't know what to do with that information. It's just something interesting to know.
That is strange. I noticed that when the one blew up, it took out several of my men. Do you think it might be related to prevent some sort of chain reaction? Give me an intelligence check, Stella.
All right.
And then
check or just straight.
I'm going to say this isn't a tech-related one. It would just be an intelligence check.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, the puns.
That is 14.
You're trying to rack your brain and you can't for some reason make the connection. You feel like you're missing something. That there's a piece of information that if you had, this puzzle would fit perfectly together, but for some reason it's just out of your reach. If you had a little bit more time. All right. And go ahead.
So the guy's still in the vault, right?
Yep.
So before we hoof it out of here, I'm gonna run up and shoot a cryophone blast at him.
It's not your turn yet.
Well, okay, yeah, I didn't know.
No,
if we
that was just me having you interact with the NPCs around you at the end of combat.
Okay.
So that was or at the end of the round, because I didn't want to have them go in the middle of combat, so you guys can freely speak to them when I'm talking to you as the in-game characters during these moments without it affecting the combat scenario, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it does. I just didn't know if we were out of combat initiative yet.
No,
Okay.
we're still following that. I just trying to get some follow up of what's setting the scene of what's going on. And now back to the top of the scene is W Dragon, the white dragon. Oh, real quick. I know I only asked it once, but Commissioner Jordan does want to know your name, Seth. What is your name here, Vigilante Deviant?
You can call me Stella Nova.
All right then. All right, now back to White Dragon.
Okay. All right. Move towards the villain again.
All right. I think you moved up to 3 movements, didn't you? So you only have 1 more, right? Or did you move 2? But no, you threw a dagger, so it was 2.
Yeah.
Bonus action to dash again. While I'm doing that, I'm pulling out a rope in my offhand. And then unarmed strike.
Give me an attack roll.
Alright, that's going to be a 13 to hit.
You hit.
Alright, for a crap roll of 4 damage.
Are you flying, doing like a flying kick or like a flying punch, or what are you doing?
Like a crouch down and punching up.
So as you run and do a Shoryuken, and you do a powerful uppercut, your body and your arms pass through this villain.
Oh.
It's through, huh? Like face through
And
him?
you quickly realize that it's a hologram. And what he's putting away isn't really happening, and several of the discs are already missing.
This one will a distraction.
All right. Now I'm going to go to everyone else's turn here. Actually, I don't think we need to.
Do you mind if I do a quick perception check to see if there's anything else in here that might be invisible?
Sure, go ahead.
Wow, that's pathetic. I don't notice anything.
Yep, no, you look around and you can see several little discs, hollow discs on the floor that are creating a complex illusion. At that point, Demon Cloud has already left. Stella Nova and Chimera, you see him punch and fall right through this thing. He starts running his hand through it. And Stella, it clicks. The thing that's abnormal is that it was avoiding one of the people with the bomb. Give me an intelligence tech check.
Oh, God.
Is the DC lowered in this case?
Mm,
I think as a player, I think we can realize what was happening, but
the characters might not so much.
the characters might not. Yeah.
So you'll have.
12.
All right. So everything starts replaying in your head. The whole process. The fact that attentions and details that you couldn't give enough attention to early on. You realize that of the three people that were suited up in with the devices, you realized one was just slightly different than the other. Not much, but just enough that you, as a genius, spotted it. And you realized the drone wasn't avoiding the... it wasn't avoiding the hostages. It was avoiding one person specifically. The one that had a slightly different color, almost more worn vest. And keeping its distance. And you realize that person also had some sort of how best to describe this. You notice that person's vest was thicker than the others. Like it was hiding something underneath it. You think that you may have just let the real criminal go. One of the hostages was likely
The perpetrator.
the perpetrator.
Oh boy.
And all that's left is the hologram and the drones to draw attention.
So I'm gonna
Yep.
shout over to the commissioner there and be like, "Don't let the hostages leave. Don't let the hostages leave. One of is the villain."
She's what do you mean?
The drone wasn't avoiding all of them. It was avoiding one of them. The one who's controlling all of them. He's making his escape as a hostage.
And
or
you
she.
and you just see the dawn of oh my god appear on her face. She turns around and bolts out and starts commanding the soldiers and everyone out. She says, "You got 30
Mare was already
seconds."
gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got 30 seconds before the DRT are here. She turns around and she runs outside and she goes from a full run to a slow stop. And does anybody follow, or do you guys go your separate ways to get out of here?
I'm still hiding behind the hallway
He-
just to see what's going on.
He's getting
before
the
I make
heck.
a break.
Mare's
Okay.
getting the heck out of there.
I'm still a reporter. I gotta make note of this stuff. I was there when it happened, man. It was crazy.
What about Stella?
I think Stella's going to Stella's gonna make a break for it. I think at that point, it's cutting it very close.
Yeah, it is. And then last but certainly not least, what is White Dragon going to do? Is your curiosity going to be poked enough to try to run outside and see if you can capture this person? Or and risk being caught by the DRT, or are you going to make an escape?
I'm going to head outside and stealth away, but still try to keep a eye on the general area.
Okay, so you're going to try to get away, but you're not going to try to...
Leave the whole premise,
right.
I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys start making your way out through the various different directions. I need everyone... you hear a loud rumbling as you recognize the sound of the DRT transport ship. As you hear some screaming, you hear some blaster fire, and then you hear kind of what sounds like not so much an explosion, but as like
Bang.
more like a thump, like a big thump. I don't know how better to describe it than like a quick loss of a vacuum was created for an instant, sucked in and created kind of like a
Right.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah. It's an implosion, right? Of some sort. And you guys start making your way out. So if your guys are just trying to stealth out, I'm gonna need stealth checks. Do you have any other ways that you can try to evade the DRT?
Well, I like to flavor my potential stealth roll by taking off, de-uniforming myself.
You don't even
Using my
got to roll
stealth.
for that.
Okay.
By changing your disguise, you're automatically going to succeed. Now, which disguise are you changing into?
Ooh. He will. It's actually going to change the color to a pale gray for his trench coat mode. And he's going to change his complexion entirely to, let's see, this middle-aged man with some bits of hair, gray hair here and there, full beard, yellow eyes, and yeah.
All right. What about Stella?
So, they've got a chopper, right, or a drone or something, right?
The DRT, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a transport ship. There's probably like 20 robotic DRT troopers on it, and they're about to drop in.
Gotcha. So, yeah, Stella's gonna try to go out a back entrance, and go get into an alley, and right before she exits into the alley, is going to take off the suit. So what she does is puts her hand up to her head and kind of twists a little bit, and it all retracts back into her Converse.
That's awesome. Demon cloak. Sorry.
You're never gonna get it right, and I'm just accepting it.
You know, it's
By the
not
way,
the first time. Demon cloak.
You're a little blurred, Austin, by the way.
Whatever.
He don't care. How are you escaping? Are you just trying to stealth? Or are you gonna change out of your clothes? What is the plan here?
So what I do is I leave into a different building that's past the caution holotape. So I'm clearly outside of the policing area. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off my sunglasses, put them back in my pocket, take my name tag, wrap it around my neck, pull out my pen that has a little clipboard, and I'm going to walk right back to the front door as a reporter.
Is that your background or your
That's
alter ego?
My alter ego. I'm a reporter, so I can literally still be at the scene.
You really did the Superman shtick, didn't you?
It's so easy.
That's awesome.
It's like he put Batman and Superman together in terms of theme.
Right? Nailed it. All right, and then White Dragon is
back to Ravis Richter.
out stealthing around. You want to give me a stealth check?
Okay.
I'm almost wondering if
25.
what is it? 25? So
I'll also reattach all my piercings on my ear and stuff.
with all the commotion of what's going on, you're able to easily to bypass some of the basic security and scanning detectors. You have a little thing in your belt you click that disables the scanners from the DRT to help them from finding you. And you kind of duck into behind a... you just walk into another building. You just walk into another building around the... so you walk into... shit, what's like a futuristic Sears?
Do I see him in the same building?
Stop and go.
What is it? A stop and go? So anyways, I like how their alter ego can make a getaway an auto success. Well, let's be careful. I won't always be an auto success. The more they appear, their characters appear in an area, the less likely and less common that's going to become, right? Because then the DRT is tracking the citizens' movements and eventually they'll correlate. So it won't always be a correct the best solution. But this way it is because they hadn't really arrived on scene yet. When they do arrive on scene, in our previous, we did a sample run. One of you that you actually ran into the troopers, and that's a different scenario than if they can manage to get away unseen. So, Stargate. All right. So, what you guys realize, you can see kind of all the motion going around. The ships drop the big black and white troopers. They start, running around. They got their little, scanners on their head, circling around, looking for all the deviants. They start talking to all the people that are around that are kind of huddled and watching. You can see that the hostages are hysterical, and you can see Commissioner Jordan is ranting how the culprit escaped, and she wasn't able to catch it, and she feels like they were fooled. And she starts making a log about how the enemy's drones took out the innocent hostages. She doesn't appear to be mentioning anything when making this report to the DRT about any vigilante deviant activity. So with that, you guys are able to escape, but you failed to protect all the civilians, and you let the villain get away. So those people really died for nothing.
Yep.
And as you're making your way back to your daily lives, back to whatever it is you were doing, it occurs to you that that situation may have unfolded with no loss of life, no damage of property, if you wouldn't have intervened. And more importantly than that, you've got nothing to show for it.
That's the thing of being a vigilante.
And I think that's where we'll end our game tonight, you guys.
Oh.
I go back to my coworker, and he's like, "Man,
that was a long shit.
You were in the toilet a long time, dude. What happened?" He's like, "Bro."
Dude, that's right. Dude, what did you eat?
Dude. Have you ever had that new Doritos Locos Tacos? It's the worst. Don't ever do it.
The one thing I want to talk about really quick is, as a person who has read a lot of comic books, when they're starting out, they don't always get it right.
Yep.
And I see that Steve and Barbara are talking about it being a downer near the end. And that's the thing. The heroes don't always win, do they?
No.
No. Actually, in comic books, there's a good chunk of times when they don't.
Yeah. And that's something I really want that makes this different. Because I want your characters, your alter egos, to have to deal with the repercussions of their actions. You guys went in with every 100% intent on helping and doing the right thing. But sometimes it doesn't go that way for everyone. So my question to you guys is, did you enjoy your first delve into vigilantes and villains?
Heck yeah.
Well, that was fun. I took no damage this time.
Well, in your defense, you did stand outside most of the time. But you gathered information that I wouldn't have fed to you otherwise. For instance, like the fact that you now know that Commissioner Jordan is in fact not against you, despite the accidents that happen.
I kind of wish that because I have like a telekinetic push and pull and then overheat. And also I was thinking like, if I'm walking in here, I assume there will be guards. I didn't expect drones. I was like, this kind of sucks.
That's funny.
I was expecting like, because I was going to go in and I was going to be like, I was going to get behind a guy and then like grapple him and be like, all right, you need to take off all your clothes, and I'm impersonating you, and you're going to leave. If you don't, you're going to regret not being able to eat solid foods.
But unfortunately, they're drones.
There was
so.
nobody there, not a single person.
On the bright side of the whole fact that it was that the whole guards were drones, you didn't need to hold back.
Oh no, I punched, I think, 5.
I
Yeah.
mean,
No, I was like 3, but
on my end at least, I don't think I could have really done much differently combat-wise than what I already did, especially since I had a few bad dice rolls which didn't connect.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And honestly,
That's a
of all the
big part of it,
players,
too.
I expected you to go after the first drone you see. You totally threw a left hook at me when you're just like, I'll just watch them and make them wait till they leave. I'm like, wait a minute.
It's that ninja thing.
So,
You gotta be a ninja.
Seth, did you have any comments?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I went in with every intent of like going after the main villain to like disrupt all of the tech and all that stuff, but it did not play out that way because hostages started dying, and I was like, oh no, I need to save the hostages, but I think we made it all worse.
I really expected you to try to see if you could disarm the bomb. I really did. And
That's what I
wasn't
going
gonna touch
for,
that
but
with
it was
a 10-foot pole.
it was such a weird situation.
I know.
Yep.
And what's funny is I specifically have a check that you would have spotted that the one vest can explode. And that's the beauty about D&D and role-playing games, V&V, whatever, is that I never can possibly imagine what actions you guys will take. So I'm glad that you guys had fun. I do want to answer a few questions in the comments. It looks like everyone really enjoyed it. Sure, the end was a bit of a downer because, let's be honest, losing sucks. I mean, sure, you killed you killed a bunch of the drones, but you lost a couple hostages and several policemen.
Yeah, 5
Yep.
police officers, 2 hostages.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
I'll be honest, I think my favorite moment in the game, though, was just that aha moment of, oh my gosh, one of the hostages was the villain. Wait, all of those pieces lined up there.
That was smart, overseer.
Thank you.
Just
Yeah.
wow.
Well, and it all came down to her, Stella's checks. She would have connected them a lot sooner if the checks would have been there. But see, once again, I think the roles add to the story, and it made that twist that much better.
Yeah.
And once again, that's just my opinion, and that's kind of what I want out of the superhero genre. And I know that when we did our practice test before this, we actually kind of set some boundaries of, no, I don't want the boys is kind of the theme. So, putting in more like robotic enemies or stuff like that gives you kind of a little more freedom to do that without necessarily punching holes through people. Though there will still be real life villains that are not robots that you're going to have to fight. Like the one that escaped wasn't a robot. Just a really, really smart person that outsmarted another smart person. So
Yeah, the
I
Iron
was-
Ant.
I was totally ready to get hit by somebody and then look at him with tormenting agony, and I was gonna be like, this motherfucker will not move. He will be frightened of me, and I will make sure everyone else understands that I am the damage control here.
that's awesome. And I loved looking
then I
at your
just punched
guys'
the
builds
drones.
too. You guys, I am super impressed with how those came out. Matt, dude, you're getting so much use out of the whole spy shifter disguise thing that, holy crap, how many different disguises did you already wear in this episode or this issue?
Well, he was using
2,
his
3, right?
He was using his alter ego.
Yep.
That's his one cover for his day-to-day stuff. There was Chimera, his Chimera identity, and then there was the one he used to escape.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that shit.
Dude, imagine us doing D&D and I was like some sort of arcane trickster.
You'd be a good one. So, all right. So I do want to answer some of these quick questions. Steve had some really, really good ones. He says it was a lot of fun. He really liked the game. Is it going to be a Kickstarter? So the plan is to kickstart this entire book because it is a lot of work. I mean, I'm pretty much writing this on my own. and it takes a lot of time.
I think we're giving some feedback for you at least to
Yeah,
go off of.
and that's the hope. So our patrons do get access to this document, and it is in the sneak peek folder. So any patrons at Silver, I think, can look at it and give feedback if you want. The plan is to continue this as a bi-weekly show. That's the plan, at least. I can't promise they'll all be as long as this one, because usually I might sometimes have to work on Saturdays, but I do want to make this a regular thing. And hopefully everyone will come and watch and enjoy it. I know we've had a blast. So with that,
Despite the ending or the outcome.
well, you can't always win them. You win some, you lose some, but at least you live to fight another day.
True.
Honestly, in the pre-test we did, I don't know how White Dragon was going to escape from the DRT. Like,
I had fun with it either way.
he was like, I'm just going to run away on the rooftops. I'm like, man, they are going to blow your ass up if they can't catch you. Anyways.
I would not have been surprised if this ended up like our test run.
All right. But you guys did really good. So I think with that, we'll close out. I have some special stuff I'm working on for the intro to the characters for the next issue. So make sure you come back and get to hear a little bit of personalized intros from each of our characters from their perspectives. So, all right, that's all. Wave goodbye. Thank you all. If you enjoy this, please consider checking out our show at critacademy.com. Check out our YouTube channel. We love D&D. We talk lots of D&D. So come and join us. Keep your blades sharp and spells prepared, heroes.